I can't hear it. So, good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome back to GKP Live. We may be having some issues with a little bit of echo, so let us know if you have, because everybody's microphones seem all cocked up. At present, I think mine's right. I think everybody else's is right, but they think they can hear it echoing. Let me know, please, guys.
Hello.
Usual thing. Usual thing. We'll be right back after this. Right, maybe not. At the back. Yeah, she is. This would have, if I were going to pick this show, there you go, guys. I would have picked that one. Still got a lot more up to come. Nice patterning, nice separation. Look at that, beautiful fish. And again, check this out, guys. This is something else. That is beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Yeah. Nice wild common trout coming up for a piece of bread. Perfect. Let's have a look at his koi facility again and look at this full cherry blossom. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to get from the other side so we've got the sun behind us so that you can see this, but this is absolutely stunning. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Without further ado, I'll get us inside, have a look round, and let you see what you think. Catches in it. In this whole complex, the fish are stunning. Absolutely beautiful. One bat after another. Really nice to jacket there. Welcome back and good evening, Daz, Mick, Dave and Vince. How are you doing, guys? Have you had a good week? Some of us better than others, I would say, Vince.
Yes.
You'll get there, mate, you'll get there. It's a process of elimination, that's the worst bit in it, but you'll get there.
I mean, it's the water's still dropping, so until the water stops dropping, then there's no point in me touching it.
Yeah. So keep your patience, keep your cool, and stay well away from it with a lump hammer.
Yeah, that's why
you had a good week, mate? Oh, sorry, go on. You've been what? Been working a bit in front?
Yeah. Got rid of say I got rid of a load. I've got a load of soil moved. Got rid of the beds, and I'm getting rid of more and more in soil. Just the rubble to get rid of it. Yeah.
Right, so somebody Mike just said echo. Are you guys picking up an echo? Let me know in the comments, please.
Yeah.
Well, if somebody's got an echo, right, I'll go through each. Keep talking, guys, amongst themselves. So, if we have an echo, I shall mute each microphone until such time as the echo stopped. Has the echo stopped? Has that created the? Still got an echo?
Hello.
Still got Dave. Still got the echo, right? So it's not Dave. We'll go through the process of elimination. There we go. Have we got an echo now? Have we still got an echo?
Hello.
Still can hear it echoing. Still got an echo, right? So it's not Vince. So let's see. Have we got an echo now? Is it you, Michael? Have we got an echo?
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
still got an echo.
Yeah.
Have we got an echo on Daz?
Hello.
Have we still got an echo? Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
If you're all going to hear is nothing but echoing, we're going to have to make sure that we get it changed. Yeah, good, bad, no,
What?
yes.
No,
It's when
still
Mick
here.
talks.
Yeah, it does it when Dave talks as well.
Is it echoing now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
So it's going to be you.
So I'll mute my mic.
Hello.
That's better.
Yeah,
Hello,
now
Tom.
it is.
Yeah, that's sorted it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone gets blamed, but it turns out it's
get rid of
Gaz.
Gaz. We don't need him tonight.
Yeah.
No, come back. I was joking.
The next minute, poof, he's gone.
Too much technology.
Yeah, it's because you've been
Oh,
gaming again. On
Has that got rid of the echo?
Hello.
Yes. That's
Yes.
sorted that, Gaz.
That's it.
Yes. So
Apparently,
you're
for some reason, echo cancellation had been unswitched. That's probably me panicking earlier trying to get my microphone to work. So,
Yeah.
that was at least a little bit of process of elimination we got there. So, anyway, back to as we was. You had a good week, Daz.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, it's nice. It's getting springtime now. Get things ready for spawning and doing nice stuff instead of just boring rubbish.
And it dropped again, though. And it been coming cold.
Yeah, I mean, you think spring's here.
Yes, I was freezing my ass off at work, but I was still not putting a coat on. But
Yeah,
it was cold yesterday. Probably
it's supposed to
dropping
get
off.
really cold next week.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Temps from last week, 10 degrees. This week, 4 and 5 degrees back in pond again. So
Yeah, tell me about it. It's fucking crazy.
everything's all down, ugled back up again. Whereas last week they're all going around chewing outside at pond line. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
you guys are hungry. But
Yeah,
now
exactly.
they're yeah.
Crazy
Like
weather.
yourself, Nick? You had a good week?
Good week last weekend. Thank you very much for a wicked weekend.
Yes, it was a good one. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Have you learned the
It
words
looks
to
a
the
good
Viking?
weekend.
Say again.
Have you learned the words to the Viking song yet?
Oh no, not yet.
Which one?
Vicky's favourite song. You've got to learn those words. I mean, you still look like you've got a good cracking head of an axe there, so I reckon you need to put some nicks in your eyebrow.
Oh, there.
Down and through the tash and through the beard.
Yeah, Steph calls me the fat Harry Potter because it's like a lightning bolt.
Oh dear me, Harry Potter. Right, well, we'll have a quick kick-off with some of the evening's comments that we've got. One of the first question is from Mike Bass. And he says, good evening, everyone. I have a question for the panel. Now that you're upper class koi from Wakefield, does that mean you will be changing to fine-bone china cups and saucers instead of mugs?
Oh, definitely.
That's a talk, Mike.
Yeah, definitely good man.
There was some nice fish there.
Yeah, we're always a bunch of mugs.
Yeah. Say for yourself, Gaz.
Hey, I never said I would has.
I meant Gaz. I get confused again, like the video. Oh dear.
We got Mr. Mike Bass that says evening to the fellow diver koi keepers. Vincent says yo cupcakes. Didn't realise you were a derby. Evening twisted. Mark's koi. Hi gents. Evening. Hope all is okay. Thanks for joining us, Mark.
Evening, Mark.
Charlie Mr. Brown that says evening GKP and all viewing. Mr. Brown.
Evening, sir.
Evening, mate.
Evening.
Mr. Brown, would you do me a quick favour? Drop us a message again, please. I want to see if it works. No, not yet. Where were we at? Evening, Mr. Bifter. Cheeky Koi. Hi, guys. How guys? How's everyone this week?
Good,
Thank you very much.
No, thanks, babe.
All good, thanks.
Busy Bee says hi all.
Busy.
Busy. Andy says evening all. Mr. Tropical says hi everyone and good evening.
Evening, Mike.
Evening, Mike.
Chris Coy says hi everyone. Thank you very much for joining us.
Evening.
H. Coy says, how are we doing? Good, thanks very much, H. Hope you're well, mate. Now then,
Hurts.
boom, there you go.
Hurts. Yes, mate.
Good.
Sorry. I hope your live went well. And like I say, yeah, we didn't go on that night. We had a night off. So, like I say, more than welcome to join us after the show if you want to. On there, we'll be on there. More than likely. So,
When did Hertz go live then?
no, it was.
Go live?
He does other things. He does other
he
things.
does some on Twitch. So
Oh,
it's something to do with gaming.
Yes, it is.
We've got good evening, everyone, from Vicky. Hi, Vicky. Thanks for joining us. Budget Pond Keeper says evening all. Mr. Lawson says evening all. Amanda Smith says evening all. Thank you very much for joining us, Amanda. Ooh, we got Skeggy in with a boom.
Evening, Skeggy.
What was that one there? All the GKP logos are the front at Charlie Bifter. Is that what it is? I can't tell. Has he changed it? Oh no,
He's
he has.
changed it.
Charlie Bifter Brown has got a new set of drums. Apparently, Mr. Bifter Brown is learning to play the drums.
Yeah, it's blue as well. His logo now, isn't it?
Yeah. Andy's Coy Puddle says, blimey, almost everyone has a blue spanner tonight. Looks like the minority that doesn't. Yeah, well, never mind, mate. I think there's only one. There's only 1, 2, 3.
Two.
Three. It's three.
Two on there, isn't it? And Bubble and
Three
Finn,
with
yeah.
a spanner. Vince with a spanner, but he's actually on the panel. So we've got to have covers for the people that are when they're on the studio. There's very little they can do. So we've got to make sure that there are other admin as well to kick out the troublesome ones, should there ever be any. Says, evening, Daz.
Evening. You all right, mate?
We've got Mr. Tropical Coy says, nice doggy pic, Mr. Lawson. Skeggy, just Ed, evening. I see the Coy says, hello, everyone. Sorry, I missed that one first, mate. And then we've got Ed, the Coy Keeper, says, evening all. Good evening. I'm not going to, as I said, guys, last week, I'm not going to go through all your comments saying hi to each other anymore. It's obvious for you to do it back and forth so you can keep reading your own comments. But it does make it a little bit more difficult. We've got, just for Jeffrey, D-I-S-C-O, in case that song's got out your head already, Jeff, and you're still on road now, I want to hear you singing D-I-S-C-O. We sang it to him earlier on when we were driving, and now he said he'll have that song stuck in his head. So it's what we like to do to each other throughout the day. Send the songs to each other to keep that one going around in your head all day long. It's going to be an annoying song that you know is going to stick with you. And
I do it with Dubsy.
It's great fun. I love doing it with Mike. It's brilliant.
Chris Stubbs from Stubbs Aquatic, he hates that Wanted Dead or Alive song. You spin me right round. Yeah. Hence why I chuck it in the video just to wind him up.
It is, isn't it? Chuck it there. You've got to find another favourite song to get rid of it. Seskia's Reef and Pond says, hi everyone, how are you doing? How's the I'm sure you broke something, didn't you?
Rib.
How's the ribs?
Yeah.
I hope you're well.
Evening, Saskia.
Hey, she put up a video and 76-year-old shoveling soil and pumping fucking buckets of soil. I mean,
yeah,
that's it. 100%. We'll bring this one up. Busy Bee says, hit the thumbs up, peeps. Support the channel. Thank you very much, Busy Bee. I appreciate that. We have at present 65 people in, only 19 thumbs up. Guys, you come back week in, week out. You're either coming because you're looking for some drama or you're coming because you enjoy it. So do us a favour. Give us a smash on that thumbs up. Help support the channel. The more you support the channel, the more it grows. The more we grow, the more content pushed out to a wider audience. It's nothing more than a help for us and our channel. If you're appreciating it and you're enjoying it, What's wrong with
But
a little thumbs up?
Or as Coco would say, polish me thumb. You know you want to.
Kids Reeve says, nice hair, Mick, with big love hearts.
But I was going to ask him what the hair was about.
We should be able to make. Oh, can we? Hang about. Can we make it just make full screen? One sec. Let's remove us. Let's make it all about Mick just for a minute.
That's it. Yeah, it's just something different, isn't it? Just a bit of a laugh.
Yeah, shows the back. Where it looks like a little furry creature down the back, like a
Yeah,
squirrel.
looks like a rat's tail, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He did it just out of pure sport. And hey, shut up, dog. Out of pure sport, just for a laugh and a giggle. And we said, just shave it, go do a Mohican. So he did, and then that was his result. But he's even attempted to have a go dyeing it blue today, but it hasn't worked. It hasn't come out.
Yeah.
You don't want to blue rinse.
It does look darker, but
We could have said blue rinse.
Oh, mate, it was electric.
What you
It was
should have
electric
done is
blue.
you should have gone to CL Jeffo in his studio. He'd have sorted it out for you, mate.
Nah, that's it. I need to dye it blonde first. I'm dyeing it blonde first, then doing it.
Yeah, that's it. Go for the Viking look. It looks good.
Well, what's it called? Budget pond keepers. Nice spawning, bro.
I hope we haven't got an echo anymore. I hope we've cured it. So if there's all those echoes there, we can go down from all those echoes. We've got Shrewsbury Coy that says hello, hello, hello. That's pretty good. As though they were an echo. Busy Bee that's laughing at me saying it's Gaz. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
I seen he says no echo now. It's Gaz. It was me. Echo, echo, echo. Evening everyone from Keeping It Coy. How you doing, Jamie? Hope you're well, mate.
Jamie?
Plastic cups and strings work when we were kids. Certainly did.
You see my phone then?
That's what I've been using for ages.
I was in the co-op earlier today, and I'm stood at the till, and all of a sudden, all you've heard is this almighty crash. A parent scream and shout, and this kid go running out, trash the fucking the baskets all over the fucking floor. And I just looked at the room behind the till, and I went, "Wouldn't have happened in our fucking day." She went, "Fucking yeah, fucking wouldn't." But honestly, I just couldn't believe it.
You didn't dare step out of line when you were a kid, were you?
Yeah.
If I were out with my grandparents or out with my mum and dad, if I made them look stupid in a shop,
Yeah.
get on. That was it. That was it. As soon as you heard those words, just you wait. You knew you were in trouble.
Hey, there was the odd occasion where I didn't even get you wait. I just had the fucking left hook.
Budget Pond Keeper says, springtime. Haven't you seen the forecast? Spring? Not officially spring till 25th of this month.
I saw the snow forecast.
First.
25th. Thought we looked up over there. 21st, is it? 21st. Sub-Zero again next week, they say. Who's there? I want to meet the theirs. I'm just shaking back neck, saying, stop saying it's going to be cold next week, and it might not be. Ilse says, I'm running on an average of 10 in my pond. Yes, but that's because it's still in the dining room.
Yeah, I got to say, it's lounge, isn't it?
Black Rose Coy says, hello to you all. Thanks very much for joining us, Black Rose. I do believe, is that? No, we have shared that channel before, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
Heave ho, Skeggy says. Mick looks like a pale BA Baracus A team. It does a little bit. He's a lot of gold chains around his neck.
Yeah, just get some gold, get some bling.
West Brom says, evening all. Cheeky Coy says, it's 3 degrees C in Gateshead. Wow. 3 degrees. Got tough cold every night though, and it come like 8, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Got a lot colder.
Oh, but it's been a fucking lovely day today, though.
Yeah, it's not so good here, but cloudy.
Quite enjoyed it today, mate. It was nice. I enjoyed it after this morning's confrontation, but it was quite nice from then on in. The weather was good. Blue skies where I were, lovely one.
Yeah, it was blue skies, lovely sun. You tangling with
cold
turfers
and
again, guys?
No,
Sorry?
no, mate. No, not like that. Just usual shit.
Yeah, Andy's just put guys. Haha, guys. Wasn't criticising your number of blue spanners, guys. Just when I see 5 of them, was wondering if you was expecting
trouble. They're coming for you, Andy. They got their eye on you. I told them to watch it just in case. Not enough being, Pete. Whatever that is. I hope we don't get this snow. Me too, mate. 100%.
Wrong.
Snow.
You got more chance of getting the snow than I have.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we do definitely get some more snow this coming.
That's what happens when you're a knuckle dragon, Northerner.
Here we go again.
But you get more snow than me and Daz does. We don't get snow at all.
Don't you mean you get more snow than Daz and I?
Yeah, Daz and I.
The protected Springfield pullovers, haven't we? From the power station.
The future lessons.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of cattle calling pot, isn't it? Gives you a little bit of an elocution lesson. There goes, drops a clanger with the F-bomb. Oh dear me. Right, well, we did ask a couple of people, and we did ask all you guys out there, and I have been posting on both the Facebook group and on the YouTube community post. And that was for you guys to ask us or put forward your questions. Uh-oh, man down.
I've been shot.
It was to ask, for you guys to ask us or write your questions down and topics that you would like us to talk about. We've got 1, 2 within the community post. So our fellow researching assistant, Mr. Lawson, will have checked out all this and got all the relevant information for us because he told us he were going to do it last night, but we said no, don't do it. Don't do it tonight, mate. Have yourself a good night and do it today instead. So, right, Mick, over to you, bud.
You never told me what it was.
What? I mean, I didn't tell you what it was. I told you last night what it was. It's on the Facebook group, and it's on the community post.
I don't do Facebook.
Google it quick.
So, guys, what we're going to do is what we normally do, and I'm going to go back to reading the comments. We're just going to wing it all night, because
we won't, because I'll know what. If you tell me what it is, I'll know the reason.
The first one is from. Well, it's actually a budget pond keeper, but he's actually got 3 different names because it comes up with a different name, which is Koi Dreams 54. Thank you for the advice regarding concrete panel ponds. I'd be interested to know what people's views are on bog/veg filters when trying to keep a natural pond and cut down the running costs. So that's our first question, gentlemen. And I will put that one to the panel as a whole. Feel free.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, to be honest. I think it's a lot of maintenance involved, especially if you use like a large gravel system to filter it through. Yeah, it's a ball ache to clean out. It really is. I think it can harbour bacteria, go anaerobic, and cause all kinds of issues.
Go on, Vince.
Joining everyone else. That's just my personal opinion.
I can play devil's advocate there because my front system was run on natural plants and airlifts. When I took the plants and that out, when I was taking it down, there was minimal crap inside there. So whatever crap had gone in there had been eaten and used by the plants that were in the.
What substrate did you use though, Vince? Did you have a load of gravel and stuff in there for it to grow in?
I had on the bottom layer, I had very large flint, and then I put gravel, chunky gravel,
Yeah.
and then on top of that, I had horticultural gravel, and then on top of the horticultural gravel, I then put alpha grog.
Right.
So you got
Yeah.
like a multi-strata. You got a multi-strata level, so yeah, that would work better than
That's allowing the
just
filtration.
one type. Yeah.
But if you just fill
And
it all with pea gravel, then
honestly, when my mate came round to get the irises, I had to chop down with a spade through the alpha grog and stuff to get to the root. So you literally pulled it out in one big lump, and you could see the different layers. There was alpha grog and whatnot, all held together by this fucking root ball. It really did blow me. I expected it to be thick with sediment and all this sort of thing, and I was really, really shocked when I took mine down, and that was running for 2 years.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
you
It
see
depends
them
on the
using
plants as well.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Daz, for
I
a
mean,
start.
if you've got vigorous, fast-growing plants like irises, they will bind it all together, and they will eat absorb a lot of the nitrates and everything, and the muck. Whereas weaker, more delicate plants, they won't perform as well. They're not doing the right job. They're not absorbing the nitrates as good as things like irises. Irises are your go-to bog sort of plant really for that kind of situation.
Yeah, well, say on the left down bed that had irises in it, just irises in it, and when I actually put the irises in, there wasn't many that went in to start with. And on the other side was a mixture of I think it's cordata, a red and green one.
Oh yeah, the Houtonia cordata, the chameleon, yeah.
And the calla lilies. And
The thing have you got,
Jesus Christ, honest to God, those calla lilies grew more voraciously than the iris did.
Like rhubarb, aren't they? I've got them around my own patio. They do. They push the net up.
Yeah, which is why when you look at the multi-bay on the IBC tank, the end chamber on that is full of alpha grog and calla lilies.
but what you've got to remember, Vince, in your pond at the time, it was full of nothing but fry.
Yeah.
If you'd got that pond full of 35, 40 to 50 cm, they wouldn't have kept up with it. And there'd be more shit in there than you could have thrown at a battleship.
Yeah, there's no way I would have got 35 biggish.
No, I'm just making an example. If you've got 200 fry in there that are no more than from 1 cm to 2 max 1.5 to 2 inch, you're going to get very minimal waste from them. Most bog filter systems would be able to handle that. If you add any load on it, then the load that you would be getting on there, that bog system that you had would have had to be in about the size of 3/4 of your garden for it to be successful.
I don't know, because I was heavily feeding with the fry.
Heavily feeding, but it only makes really small poo. Small poo don't make.
Yeah, but then you've got when you're feeding on very small crumb, a lot of that doesn't end up getting eaten. It ends up going into the filters.
Yeah,
and that's why I expected
to have
a lot more sediment in there, because I know what it was like growing fry with fucking death cans. And you're opening up the death can once a week to give it a clean, and it is just coated in this slime that gets created because of the high protein of the food that's going in that doesn't get eaten. It's not just the stuff that does get eaten. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah. It does. I know exactly what you mean. It does create a horrible slimy coat.
But the answer to that is to stop overfeeding.
Yeah, but it's a fine line, guys. You try to get as much food in as you can to make them grow as fast as you
can.
He's a fucker, isn't
he? He is.
No, I do personally believe that a pond that's running as naturally as possibly can, i.e., if you've got a good filter system and then you've got food going in, poo coming out, you've got the nitrifying bacteria doing all their job and everything, and it's all being broken down, and then it's coming back into the pond, and your plants are absorbing it and taking everything else out. I do think the perfect circle works true. I'm not such a, I don't really believe in heavy polluted ponds with a bog filter. I think you could be asking for trouble. And
if you was using it as a second,
it's well designed, as you said, with proper stages for it to filter down and through, then yes, 100%, because all spring water is filtered through that type of system. But we're talking about spreading and passing through hundreds of miles of moorlands and fields and stuff before it comes out into the spring or a river, not just through 6 foot of gravel in a box. I mean, if you design the right thing, you can do a good job of it.
The thing is, as well, if it's the maintenance side, because if it's all working perfectly well, you've got your nice vigorous plants, they're growing like crazy, you're going to have to start dividing them, reducing them back, because they will take over. I mean, that little video I did of that pond, I mean, my God, there was 50% of the pond was just completely chock-a-block with some kind of like rush type plant, and I had to saw it into chunks, into cubes that were like 18 inches square. Because this is the thing, once it works too well. So then you've got to
once it gets established, then they start to boom like crazy, don't they? I mean, I've had this thing when I've had to
even
take
if
my lilies and split them down.
even if I didn't take the pond down, I believe I would have had to take a good chunk of the plant life out. Because
well, look at yours last summer, Vince. They were 6 foot, weren't they?
Yeah.
And they were up, you had to trim them down because they were going over the top of the neighbour's fence, making your fence panel like 6 foot nearly, well, pushing close to 10, 11 foot instead. So, I mean, when it does start going, it goes like crazy. They grow like stink. Those bulrushes that I have in my pond, when it's running just right and it's cock on, those bulrushes end up 7 foot tall.
Yeah. But it's not like a fairy flow. You can't turn it down. It's all or nothing.
Yeah, it is,
You've got the other side of it as well. Last year, I was riddled with blanket weed in my main pond, and yet the front pond that was run on an airlift through plants didn't suffer from blanket weed at all.
I mean, that's the thing, Vince. That's what I think. I normally, if I see it coming at the beginning of the season before plants have kicked off, I do a partial treatment of blanket answer, and as soon as that's gone in, then I don't do anything else. I just leave it be, start feeding, and slowly build up my feed. And then once it starts building up, the plants start taking over, and that always, I think the plants take everything before the the blanket weed can absorb it. I think that don't get a look in again. The plants just fry off it instead. The lilies last year, I had more flowers last year on my lilies than I've ever had ever before. I was getting one coming up every other couple of days. It were pretty good, two or three up at once.
The older a lily gets and the less disruption it gets, each year it will get bigger and better.
Yeah.
Which is why
man's behind you guys.
Oh, no, he's where is it?
He's gone. He's legged it now.
No. He's checking out his own guard. You see Marie's out. I'm in, there's only me in. And he keeps running in there, and every time he runs in here, he can see his own reflection in the living room window. So he barks at himself. And he's just going back and forth thinking what's going on. And
you can hear other voices as well, though.
Yeah, I played earlier on, Vince sent me a message. So I played the message just at the point where they were about to jump up on the sofa outside of me. And he heard Vince's voice, absolutely clapped himself and legged it out of the room. He's got to be the biggest coward I've ever known as a dog. And then he goes all 10 then when he thinks he sees somebody, but it's just a reflection in the window. And then he walked up to you with a toy hanging out of his mouth as if to say, oh, it's you. Going to get him an hard girlfriend so he's got somebody tied behind. I might get him a staffy for a girlfriend. Stand behind there and go, you saw him. He's a coward. So, if set up right, and using the right form of filtration, as in gravels and setups, you say yes. You go, yeah. You say you think you can get it running and running right. But would you do that alongside filtration or purely as your only form of filtration?
I reckon personally, if you're going to run something like that for biological filtration, one, you want to not put the gravel in and just go all out for grog. And you want to have some kind of really good mechanical filtration before the water even enters into that.
Bit clogging up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like a sieve or something like that.
Yeah. The mechanical filtration is the key factor.
Yeah. Something to take it out beforehand, the bulk of it, and you can just quickly take that out, chuck it in.
The downfall of filters is the clogging up aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always looks so when you see like natural water courses where you can see it's all like a boggy crap around it. It always looks like that dirty, orangey, browny, irony coloured water. It always looks proper mank, doesn't it? It don't look good at all.
It'd be like oil slick on the top.
He's watching fish. It's his thing. That's what he does. Sorry.
But having said all that, I would definitely advocate having plants in your pond separately, like lilies in baskets. If you've got a few, just a few plants in the pond.
I prefer to hang them from the edge.
Yeah, that's ideal. Hanging them over the edge. Make like a wire hoop around the basket, so it's got its feet in the water.
Yeah, I think it makes a big difference. It gives them something to hide under naturally.
Yeah, exactly.
You just see basking in it as well in sun when they've had a bit enough sun, they can just drop down underneath and keep. But, and the other thing is when you've got smaller fish with lilies, you can just wang a few little pellets in and around the smaller lilies. The little fish can come up and feed without having to be around the big stuff, and you can spot feed and just put it in there. That's what I tend to do quite a bit when the little things in there. Well,
I just put my own business on back.
Well, I hope that's kind of. I mean, I suppose it's really to each to their own, isn't it? And we all go through as filtrations and as filtering how we see fit. If you were doing it for me, I would say not standalone alongside us. I don't think there's no such thing. I mean, pond keeping doesn't have to be expensive, as Vince always says, and we've always said it doesn't have to be. But there ain't no such thing as cheap koi keeping. You're not cheap. If you're doing it cheap, in my opinion, you're not doing right by fish.
Yeah, you're cutting somewhere.
Cutting back on things, reducing power, all the stuff that you might be able to do by buying more modern day pond pumps, etc., that use less wattage. Yes, but you still need to be providing them with the proper turnover that they should be getting. Cutting back and thinking, I can't afford it. Well, it's either one or two things. You can either afford it or you don't afford it. I don't think there is an in-between where you put them in a limbo land of not being looked after 100%. I'm not saying everybody's doing that, but for me, I think that's...
Yeah, definitely.
The koi comes first.
There's a fine line between cutting back and just not giving them what they really deserve.
Yeah. Well, to me, there's no difference between a koi and a dog.
Yeah, 100%. It's got to go out for a walk. It's got to have food. It's got to be looked after. It's got to have a fish tank that it can look at. and a window that it can bark at itself in. Then it's too interesting.
Paul Butler's just asked, what's the best plants to put in?
Depends if you...
I'd say a few, like you were saying earlier, Daz, with all those irises, that different types of them. They're definitely prolific growers, aren't they? They grow like crazy. And
they're very thirsty, though, aren't they, as well?
They are. Yeah. Well, but they're not going to drain your pond dry. I would go with irises, some rush-type plants, nothing too vigorous on that side, like bulrushes. Bulrushes are thugs. They'll take up your pond. But you can get the miniature bulrush and these various reed species that are not as vigorous, but they're good. They're good nitrogen absorbers or nitrate absorbers. And water lilies, because they're pretty. You want it to look nice at the end of the day. You want to look down and be surprised by, oh, it's the flower out today. So,
I found the colour lilies very pretty.
yeah, calla lilies, yeah.
Because you can get so many different colours, and if you mix 2 or 3 colours in that bed, I mean, I only had white because that was what I was given. They were given to me by Baz.
Yeah.
But you know, had I gone out and bought them, I would have bought a couple of different colours and mixed them in like. But yeah, when they start flowering, the flowers on the colour lilies look awesome.
Yeah, now there's 2 different species though, Vince. There's a calla lily, which is just white. Then there's a Xanthandescia, which comes in like purple, orange, yellow, red, all different colours.
Yeah.
But the Xanthandescias aren't as hardy as the calla lilies. You've got to keep the like the rootstocks permanently submerged below like the frost level in your pond. If it freezes and it freezes that solid, it's at it, it's knackered. And the same, you can plant calla lilies out of the water as well, or like in a boggy environment, and they can freeze solid and they'll be fine. But Xanthandescias won't. They're more of like a house plant kind of thing. It's always the way. The prettiest ones are the bloody delicate, tender ones.
Yeah, the delicate ones that are going to take a slight frost and they're done in.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Becky Cook says, hi guys, hope you're all well. Dog's going to go on one now because somebody's just walked in. There you go. Son's home now. Paul Mack says, evening everyone. Aaron Wallace says, hi chaps, good to see your videos at Wakefield Coy. Gutted I couldn't have been there. Maybe next time, mate. Any event that we're doing or we're going to, we're always going to put it on here and tell people where we're going and what we're doing. Maybe you can catch up with us on the next one, mate. Budget Pond Keeper says, evening all. I've missed again. Sean Morris says, all right, lads, hope everyone is good. Thank you very much for joining us, Sean. I'm very well, and as are the panel, I do believe. Charlie Brown says, got 2 sets of drums, one acoustic and electric e-drums. Look at you. I bet you've been playing that. Yeah.
Popular with the neighbours.
Life around the koi pond says, difficult times are coming my way. Changes are out of our control. Life around the koi pond, you're right, bud. Might be shutting down for a while, but I'll still ask a silly question from time to time on the loves.
On the live.
I know you love it, Billy. Yeah, unfortunately, it would appear that Jamie is having to move property, and as and when, he don't know just when it's going to be. It could be at the drop of a hat. When he does have to go, he's going to have to close down the pond, fill it in, and get everything and pick it up and move it wherever he's going, providing they can have a pond where they go. So hope you get everything sorted out, mate. And
Crossed.
It is what it is, but at the end of the day, you've got to do right by family first. That's the main one. Tokyo One says, hello, lads. Thanks for joining us, mate. Carlos says he's loving the mohawk, Mick. And I knew what you meant, mate. I just thought I'd stick it in there because I felt the love for a minute then.
Mind you, said that Mohawk, that was a bloody good song by Adam and the Ants.
Carlos,
I can remember that far back.
Who's Adam and the Ants? Vince, I merely just broke with that singing. Chasing Coy says, knock, knock to all, late as per. You use that one on most people's lives. The thing is, though, if it's the notifications that you're waiting for, the garbage, absolute garbage. Yeah. I didn't get one till at least 20 minutes after Ricky's live kicked off over there. I'm like, well, again, what is the point? Might as well not even put your reminders on. You might as well just shove them where the sun doesn't shine, because it doesn't shine for that long, does it? Skeggy says, drama, drama, drama. A bit of both, piss myself. Keep going.
What sort of drama?
Looks like Eddie Hall.
I thought as soon as that guy said that, I actually pictured, and I'm like, yeah, it does actually.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Charlie Bipping around says, keep smiling, mate.
Morning, mate.
Scary, LOL. Reg Coin Dorset says, "Evening, everyone, with an okay."
Evening.
And what's this one now? Nice spawn brush, Mike. That's the one that you read out earlier on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seskia says, "Thanks, guys. The ribs are much better, thank you. Healing well and good, Jeff. That's what we want to hear." It's not in my house no more. It's on the patio. You've been told to get that fish pond out of the house, haven't you? So I put on the pants and said, "Get it out, Ilsley. Not no more, son." It's,
when I first moved in here, I had a paddling pool in the fucking dining room with me going.
my wife would go nuts. She would go absolutely ballistic.
Yeah, mine would.
I'll have to try and dig out the photos for you guys.
There's no chance, mate, she'd kick me ass, that is for sure. But it is in a polytunnel, so it's still keeping warm.
Still cheating.
Yeah. Crafty Kai says, "Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. Thanks for joining us." All right. Where are we going now? Let's go over to the next question while I go and find some more comments. The next question was going to be from Busy Bee. "I'd like to hear people's views." This is people, so this is to everybody. Comments in the comments as you normally do. "I'd like to hear people's views on year-round heating. What are the pros and the cons, not including cost?" Because she's got some deep pockets as our busy. What should be in the min and max temps throughout the year? Should koi be given a natural cold? The next question would be, should koi be given a natural? Well, we'll break it down first. Let's go with the first one. The first one is, what are the pros and cons to heating all year round?
Egg-bound fish.
Yes, that is a problem. Yeah, they never spawn if they're artificially heated.
And the possibility of body shape going out the fucking window, because if you're heating at high temperatures 365 days a year, you're not giving the fish a natural chance to absorb some of the fat that it's ingesting, and then that's why you end up with like fish that look like rugby balls and
exactly
huge bellies like they come out the carpet.
Yeah. I suppose it depends what you're looking for as well, whether you're looking for maximum growth out of your fish or just keeping your fish healthy.
The second con that I would say as well, more prolonged issues with parasites, as you're always keeping those temps up and always allowing, well, obviously we know that some don't prefer colder temps, but flukes are more comfortable in warmer waters and prolifically breed more in warmer waters. You see, you see, this is what happens when you stay up all night.
I don't play games.
I didn't research a single thing.
Or did I?
You've sat there doing it while we've been chatting.
Yeah. It's one of them, you need a bit of quiz, but it'll be there in the background just giving you answers like, yeah, this is the answer.
Wowers, Mick. What's
your Shazam?
I'm on the live, mate.
He's on the live. Why? He's actually watching himself.
That's it.
So, yeah, I mean, that would be my only thing that I would say was probably a con. If you're outside heated, you might be more susceptible to parasites more.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, you're going to get a lot more growth, aren't you? But not necessarily all in the right directions.
Yeah. And, mass growth can also be detrimental to not just pattern but actual pigment as well.
Yes.
If you stretch that pigment too far, no matter what you do, it's never going to fill in.
No.
You know,
you ruin the fish easily, can't you, by doing that?
The way it was explained to me years ago by Mark, and that was in the summer when you're feeding and they're growing, your pigment stretches with the growth. But then when winter comes and the temperature cools down, that pigment doesn't shrink back together. It stays stretched, but it fills in, which is why your colours get deeper and deeper each year. But they need that cooling down period for that to naturally happen, which is why when you're feeding in the high temperatures, you want to look at fat content over before protein in a lot of cases, because it's the fat that you want to build up, because that's what they use their reserves on through the winter. And I swear down, my fish have put some fucking body on this winter.
Yeah. Put some length on rather than
not actual, but actual not length, but actual body density. And the only thing I can attribute that to is the fact that I must have fed them right through the summer and the autumn for them to continue growing just that ever so slightly, even though the temperatures have dropped, because there is a noticeable difference in the size of quite a few of the fish.
Yeah.
Just a quick one, Mr. Lee Hatfield's on the in the live in the chat.
Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Hadfield. How was Japan? Get yourself in here and come. Oh, you can't.
I'll drop off. I'll drop off if need be.
So I've got to go in a few minutes. So if you don't mind.
Right. Sorry, bud. Sorry. I completely forgot, Dave. Just got carried away with talking crap. Guys, Dave's got something he would like to bring up. And this is something that's close to his heart and close to his family, and it's something he's been affected by. So we're just going to divert from the questions and what we were talking about, just for a short period of time while Dave gets a little message out. There you go, bud.
Right. Well, originally I had I found out around a year ago that unfortunately my mum had something not right with her. So and then eventually we got the diagnosis where unfortunately she had a brain tumor which was inoperable. So with all this lot going on, and I was trying to keep everything going, unfortunately, something had to give. So I got rid of all the YouTube stuff, and then I thought my mum wouldn't want that, and thought I'd come back, show my face, get everything out there, and then I thought also to top it off, I'll decide to set up a GoFundMe page to help with the brain tumor research and do a 17-mile walk from my house to my mum's grave. It's going to take me around 6 to 7 hours to do it in, but I'll post a link in the. It's already done it for me.
Just done it, mate. Just done it.
Hopefully you can donate. If you can't, you can't. You know, it's one of them. It's all going to the brain tumor research, and hopefully it might help somebody in the near future. You know, it might give them that extra little bit of help and extend something which unfortunately my mum couldn't. So I'm just thought I'd do it in memory of my mum. And anybody that does donate, I thank you very much, and it'd be very much appreciated. And like I say, thanks, guys, for letting me come on and talk about it. And yeah,
my pleasure, mate. It's something that's close to your heart, mate. And at the end of the day, you're doing something that your mum would be proud of, mate. And I'm sure she's proud and looking down at you now, bud, to say, good on you, mate, for doing a little bit of something. No matter what you raise, it'll always be a help. However small or however great, however big amount you get in there, Dave, whatever it is and whatever it becomes, it'll be a benefit to somebody, or whatever charity it is that you're actually pushing it through to, even if you're just putting through a small amount. If we can all do a huge favour, I've actually gone out there as soon as he told me, as soon as he hit the link, I've put my little bit in. If we can give him an hand and help him do something and get behind him and help support him, as we have done, same with Crafty the other day, I think it's something, any form of cancer research, brain tumour research and all that kind of thing is something that we can all get behind. Personally, for me, mate, good on you, bud. And
I'm just not looking
forward. If you get tired as you're walking through, you can divert in, stop off, I'll make you a brew and we'll set off and we'll walk the rest of it together. How's that?
Well, I don't know if you're along the way. I don't know.
Well, you might have to do a detour and make it even further.
Well, I thought it's only 12 miles. That won't be so bad. And then when we were looking at it last night, I went, it's actually 17. Right. and I thought, well, I'm going to do it anyway because I'm driven to do it, and I've put it out there, and I just want to give something back. Unfortunately, obviously, there were nothing they could do for me, Mum. But if they can help somebody else, and I can just do it by walking, why not? And I set it up thinking people might donate, they might not. I know times are hard, so I thought if I just try and reach £100, it might just help somebody. Just to try and help somebody else where unfortunately it couldn't with my mum, if you know what I mean.
That's it, mate. That's it. It's got to be worth a go, but if nothing else.
No, I'll try and slightly blog it along the way. I might end up getting to end of it. I just need a beer, but there's some up there, and I can at least say thanks, Mum. I've done something nice for you, and she'll obviously be looking down at me. She'll be probably thinking I'm a bit daft and why don't I drive? But
she won't, mate. She'll be proud of you 100%, no matter what you do.
Yeah, that's right.
But like I say, even if it's as little as £1, I'm going to try and blog as much as I can along the way. You'll know when I'm near enough for end because the camera will be there. I'm like, didn't think it'd be this long. So I said, I think it works out about 6 hours.
We're there, yeah.
Yeah, are we there yet, Mum? Come on. And I'll just feel this force at the back of me when I'm getting a bit tired. Come on, keep going. But yeah. It'll be a good thing to do, and like I say, I'll try and blog it along the way. I might even try and do a bit of a smallish live along the way, but I'll just see how it works out. And I'm doing that on the last Sunday of the month, which I remember I think it's the 26th of March. So yeah. So like I say, I'll try and do my best with it. And like I say, anything given is very much appreciated. And as far as I'm aware, 100% of the proceeds are going straight to the brain tumor research.
Good on you, mate.
Yeah.
I said thanks for that. And I don't mean to be rude, but I've got to get the tea ready before our lass comes home in about the next 5 minutes. So you know what I'm like. When I'm like, right, I've got to go, but I didn't mean to be rude and just put in there. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, like I said, thanks for letting me come on and say me.
There's no whip involved. There's a footprint on top of his head.
Yeah.
Could have been worse. I could have had my Abraham Lincoln top hat on.
You started to look a bit like him again.
I'm getting there again.
Yeah, you're about ready for a fresh trim, aren't you, and a fresh shave again. Get in that chair,
certainly am. Come on, just do it.
Just in time to walk. Make you walk faster.
Possibly, yeah, because it's adding weight. So, every
but shave your legs and your nuts as well for a bit of streamline.
No, we're about to say something, and I'm retracting before I say it.
He shaves as soon as he shaves that beard off, he's going to look 14.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 29, so I might just about get away with it now, but probably still.
Yeah, like fuck.
I don't know.
We've got Dark Side Paranormal says, good evening, people. I have 6 nice untreated planks of redwood to go around the edge of my pond. What would be the best wood stain stroke varnish that is not poisonous to koi if it rains? None of them are poisonous to koi if it rains and if you allow it to dry. It's when you put it in and you drip it in. Paint them separate, move them away. Yacht varnish would definitely be one of your 100% because that would not be an issue at all. But vast majority of them, as long as you're not using anything like creosote, creocoat, or anything like that, something that will wash off with the weather, you want something that's going to be a nice yacht varnish.
There are antifungal pesticides in it, like that's nasty stuff.
Yeah, but wouldn't you be better off oiling it, something like that?
Oiling it?
Yeah, but oil does tend to leach out, doesn't it? It
does again, yeah. Unless if you use what's it called? Linseed oil,
don't they? Some of the oils, like decking
linseed oil and rubbing, but whether or not that would be
something around that sort of line.
Yeah. But you can go with mattes or satin finishes rather than getting a good high glossy finish if you were using a varnish.
Yeah.
But as long as it's dried off properly,
Yeah.
and dried off away from the pond, then fit it. You shouldn't be. I don't think you should have an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And on that note, guys, I'm going to jump off. So thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
And
See you,
I heard that. I just seen that last comment. I heard the crack of the whipping hull. That's fine. We're good. I'll catch you later.
He's gone with a little. They left. I heard the crack of the whipping hull. Yeah, so I mean that's what I would do anyway. I'd if I were going to do it, I'd probably use a natural wood stem. You can get plenty of them that are all pond plants, water, environment, pets, dogs, and everything else friendly.
Look on the side of the tin, and it will show a fish dead upside down if it's toxic to aquatic life normally.
Yeah, there you go.
Unless it's cheap shit.
Yeah.
Simon says, Gaz, did you look at what I posted the other week on anoxic filtrations plenness? Oh, what? Plenness? With BCB, Dr. Novak, PhD. No, mate. I didn't.
Can't even spell it. Never mind. Read it.
Novak. You must.
Dr. Novak, PhD.
You must. PhD.
No, but I might have a look at it later on.
I'll have a look.
Yeah. I'm intrigued now.
Yeah, we was before we brought the DT thing up, you were saying about Lee, and we cut it short. Asking how did he get on in Japan and stuff?
Yeah, how did you get on in Japan? But there's been no more comments since.
Nice.
Hit him on.
Them to wait until an engineer comes out.
Hi guys, it was amazing. It was, there you go.
I'm taking my calls right.
Hi guys, it was amazing, guys. It sounds like you enjoyed it. I would have thought more than likely, though, that kind of thing is something we want to bring out on his own channel and in his own videos.
Yeah, of course.
That's a lifetime strip. I don't think I'm going to nick his premiere from that one.
Still come on and make us laugh. He has me in stitches.
Let us know if you want to. If anybody wants to join in, just hit us up in comments. Let us know, and then I will share a link. You can join us if you wish. We were supposed to be joined this evening by one or two people, but it is what it is. We got a busy beat from Mr. Telford Koi Pond, and I'm sorry, Phil. Did I miss your message as you joined us in there? Thanks for joining us again, Phil. Hope you're good, mate. What have we got? Koi Central says, evening, Gaz, Mick, and Daz, and all in the chat. Spring was here for a day in Birmingham today.
Yeah.
I was about for a day. Now then, Peter, how you doing, mate? I hope you're good. Peter's Puddle, Koi, and Goldfish. Evening, guys. Not feeling too good. Had all my top teeth out today. Yeah, I imagine that's not feeling good, mate. That's going to be you're going to be feeling pretty rough for a couple of days. I would have thought with that one.
Well, weeks.
Is there any reason for it, Pete, or is it just purely, kind of thing that you had to get some false ones done for you, mate? Won't fancy that at all. I've only ever had one removed before in past, and I've never had a filling in my life, so I couldn't tell you what that was like.
No, I can't go into the hospital with the last of these taken out.
That Yorkshire water must be good.
Well, see what it is. I may have crooked bottom teeth. Fair enough, I do. But I don't have a single filling in my mouth. When I was a kid, I got this thing called fish capped. So they capped all my teeth with this liquid. Now my sister used to drink lots of fizzy pop all the time, so she'd drink all this fizzy pop, and I wasn't really a big fan of it, so I never really bothered. I had an odd one every now and again. My sister's wore off, and she ended up having to have fillings. But mine, I've got 47 in a few more days, and I've not got one single filling in my mouth. So it worked for me, protected my teeth while I went through the bad period, and obviously the rest of it's down to me now, isn't it? So, but every time I go to the dentist, he says, "I'm going to have to put you on to 12 months, mate." Why? Because you're not making that off, mate. Yeah, pretty much. I've I've had dentists kick me off the register because they can't make no out of me. So they don't want to go 12 months late, so they just go, see you later, get going. But yeah, not one single filling. That's pretty good going, I think.
Yeah.
What we got here now then? Fry makes far more mess though size for size. Hang about.
Now that's what I call bullshit statement of the week.
I'll let you have that one there, mate, with that one. Fry make more ways.
Depends what size pellet, though.
Large amounts of
Fry make far more mess though, size for size. 100%. Just in case.
Now that's what I call bullshit statement of the week.
I'm definitely going to call bullshit on that one. Yeah. How does a small bumhole make more mess than a big bumhole?
Yeah. And realistically, fry waste is much easier to get sucked up the filter than big fish poo.
Yeah. 100%.
I mean, admittedly, the
If
fish.
nothing else,
waft
Kenny,
it
I
about.
got to use my little do. I like that. I need to make some more of them. They're funny. Oh, Charlie Biff the Brown's back in. Peter's puddle, koi and goldfish. Look at the bright side. At least you won't need to buy toothpaste again. Oh, shit, man. He might still have his bottom ones so cold. He might have to brush them. My boy Sky says, I personally wouldn't have a big filter, mainly for the maintenance. Seems like a lot of unnecessary work.
But bog filter.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's a lot of maintenance. Depends if you got the time.
We got an Aaron, Busy Bee, Dave, and a few more. Johnny Coy says, evening, everyone. Mr. T. Fool. Crazy fool.
Yeah,
The
just
ball
about to say that.
yeah.
Go on, do it, mate. Go on. Crazy fool.
What?
Oh, should I play the ones you were doing the other day? We recorded him getting him to say stuff over there with his new haircut. It was well funny. Maybe one day, maybe in the GKP Koi Lounge, that one might get shared. I think we definitely shared it there.
Yeah, don't bother me, mate.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget, guys, we have had a fair few more people. I think we're up to about 20 odd people now that have joined us in the GKP Lounge. If anybody's interested, you can find it in my About page. There is a link for Discord. More than welcome. There is capabilities to up to over 600 people can come in there, sit and talk and use it as a gathering place to have conversations amongst yourself. It's we're in there most evenings, most nights. We have a chat, watch videos, as in koi related stuff together, and have a little bit of information. So anybody who's interested, feel free to join us. Even had the Vince in there today. The one Mr. Technophobe actually joined us in there for the second time this week. So how's that? What have we got then? The next question then. So the next part of what should the minimum, if you're using air source heat pumps, etc., what should be the minimum stroke max temps through the year? That's Busy Bee's second question.
I would minimum ideally should be about 10. I think maximum, if you eat maximum, I'd probably say 24. Anything over that.
Optimum growth is 24 to 26 degrees, isn't it?
24 to 26.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
24. If you can get it up to 24, and then the warmer temperatures get it up the rest, you're not wasting while you're taking it up there, are you? So I suppose.
whereas when I had the old growing on tank, there was at one point where I had to do mass water changes just to bring the temperature down.
Yeah.
Because it had gone up to sort of like 30, 32 degrees, and I'm thinking
I was getting quite worried last season, mate. Last summer it was red hot up here. It was absolutely boiling. My water were getting warm, really warm, and I was borderline thinking, "What do I do here? How do I cool them down?"
I had a fish tank in the polytunnel that got up to 40 degrees. I
Yeah. My fish tank in conservatory does the same. That were all. I had to take lid off, take tank off, and I had to do a couple of bucket changes in there because I was worried it was going to boil them to death.
Yeah. My main tanks in the tunnel were like 32, 34 degrees when it was really hot. It gets a bit scary when it gets like that. You think, yeah.
Especially when you've got a lot of fish in a body of water.
Yeah.
Because
So you're saying
at those temperatures, the oxygen depletion is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real, man. Yeah.
It's
So we're
like-
saying the minimum
flat
should be
out.
around about a 10, and the maximum you would go to would be about a 24. And if it went above that with sunlight and normal temperatures, you would just leave that to do, unless obviously it gets too high.
Yeah.
Then you'd leave it so to 10 to 24. Does anybody else think anything different?
Yeah, I'd go along with that. Yeah.
Yeah. I say whenever I've got a growing on set up, it's always set between 24 and 26 degrees because then you're at your optimum.
Yeah.
As long as all your parameters are right, you're never going to have any problems.
Yeah.
Apart from you have
you
to
get
put more
perfect
oxygen.
settings.
At them temperatures, you have to really pile in the oxygen.
Yeah. I've got.
And the danger zone, as the great man he said himself, Ricker, said that anything between 10 and 18, they are the danger. They are the danger. They're like the most.
In a lot of cases, it's pointless because they're not in grow mode and they're not in winter
Makes
mode. There's sort of like in between.
Get a limbo land.
Yeah. It's just a waste of power.
The next one, the last part of it is, should koi be given a natural cool period for the spawning cycle?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah. If they wanted to.
I am a genuine advocate that koi need some kind of winter period, especially if they're being fed and maintained correctly, because once you start hitting 24, 26 degrees, these fish can consume up to 2% of their body weight a day.
Yeah.
Now, once you've got more than 2 or 3 60-centimeter fish, it then starts to become very fucking expensive to feed them because when you start taking things like that into account, then that's what the outcome is. They're going to want to eat more if you're eating at that sort of temperature. So you've got
Saki Ikari.
Why I tend to supplement a lot with natural food. So freeze-dried mealworms, black soldier fly larvae, crab sticks, gem lettuces, oranges. They beat the shit out of oranges. They'll do a gem lettuce in about 20 minutes. It's crazy. Well, especially
I mean, the watermelon, the oranges, I thought when I put your fish in and I put this orange in, I thought it's going to go smash that. Never went near it. Like, God damn, you were supposed to show them the way.
Is that your water again?
Just left it 2 days bobbing around on pond. I thought, this is pointless. There's no vitamin C coming out of there unless I squeeze it. So launched it in bin. I went in there, went west. Everything else, mealworms, man, that fish is on them straight away. Mealworms, I chopped up mussels and a bit of calamari and all that kind of stuff. And they went, that never even touched floor. Boom, gone. A lot of them straight on that. But I enjoyed feeding different bits and bats last year just to see what the reactions with it. But strawberries, chopping strawberries up and raspberries.
Yeah, I think I'd get raspberries. Mine ate raspberries.
I can't believe it. Wham, gone.
Yeah,
straight away. Yeah, you did it. No, I think he does. You had to go as well. Yeah. Really good. Proper surprise, man.
Blueberries or not? I think I did try blueberries. I think
blueberries. I got another question now on on the Facebook side of things. Paul McCutcheon says, think this would be something that Daz might know. Keep hearing about Japanese genetics. If you purchase Japanese jumbo tosai, when they reach breeding maturity, would their fry be jumbo?
Not necessarily.
Depends on
Depends on what part of the genetics they take on.
Yeah, exactly. What they've been crossed with.
My question to that is, right, jumbo fry or jumbo tosai, are they basically the what do you call them? Tobies. A jumbo.
Some of them can be.
It can be, yeah.
Some of them can be, but some Tobies are just ugly. And
Right,
you
so a
see
Toby
they're
doesn't necessarily just because it's a fat. Well, yeah, I suppose. I mean, yeah, there's no to say that any big fish or fast-growing fish is going to be pretty, though, is there?
No.
No, I mean, in every batch of fry, you will get some that will outgrow the rest. They will be your jumbos.
Yeah.
Just like with people, you know, we all grow differently. You know, it's a case of picking the best out.
Yeah.
I just saw.
They don't have a line of jumbo tosai that they breed. They're all selected from different batches.
Knee deep in
Thank you very much again, Stallion Fish Keeping. It seems he's going to make it a regular thing each week. You know, Starman, thank you very much. Stallion Fish Keeping, gardening, £2 donation. Knee deep in turtle shit. Just send him my £2 donation. Thank you very much, mate. That sounds like a lot of turtle shit.
They're big turtles. They're not little tiddlers, little 50p pieces. They're big turtles.
So we're reckoning then jumbos, genetics. I mean, if they're a jumbo tosai, if they've come from a jumbo tosai genetics, the likelihood is they should carry the jumbo tosai gene. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the jumbo tosai gene will be carried over. I.e., for example, you know, anybody can give birth to anybody of any size. If a lady's, you know, 5'4", she can have a 6'7" son, like my wife did. Yeah. Doesn't necessarily mean just
my
because
youngest boy's taller than me.
Small.
Yeah, that's taller than me. And we're all midgets.
That's not difficult.
says Hobbit from the south.
Eden Coy said, is there actually a gene for jumbo?
No, well, jumbo is a koi over, is it 90 or 100 cm?
90 cm, I think it is.
Yeah. So it's just a koi.
No, there is a gene. There is a gene, yes.
Well, only certain varieties are capable of attaining that size for a start.
It just
mainly single colours want it at one point, and then
colours, yeah, you do get Mita Sankey and
Kahaku.
Yeah, the Go Sankeys now. But all the progeny of those fish, if you cross them with each other, doesn't mean they're all going to be jumbo fry. You may get a third of them that will reach jumbo size early on, but it's a case of picking the best from those.
Question from Scrag, mid one as we're going down through it all here. Is there a converter from 4-inch pressure to 4-inch standard pipe?
Yes, it's a little plastic sleeve. Get onto Skeggy, you can get you them.
Yep.
Mr. Lee Hadfield says, hello guys. Thank you very much for joining us, Lee. Appreciate it, mate. You often get a mention when we were talking about bits and bats at shows where you were talking with my son and you made him laugh by saying to make a fish of that size you must have to be feeding him bacon sandwiches. Even my son still brings it up every time we have a chat about it. Loved it. Fair enjoyed your company, mate, and you were a good laugh walking around listening to you and having a good night with you as well. We got Kopi in. Oh, sorry, Aid saying hi to Kopi and Lee and all the rest of them going down through a lot of them there where everybody's saying hello to each other. We've got some more questions. Hang about. Lee says, "Hi guys, it was amazing. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we're all going to get to see it on the videos and have something fantastic to look forward to." There's the link for DT's GoFundMe. You know, if I'm not asking people for to go there and do what you do. If you can afford to, and you can give a little bit, guys, and you feel that you'd like to help support him, and he's a part of the community, he's a part of the koi community. If we can't get behind each other when someone as close to himself and something that's affected himself, if you can't support a friend or support a fellow member of the koi keeping community, I think it's a bit of a poor state of affairs. But I understand for those that don't or can't, because it's proper tight with cash right now. But those that can, thank you for help, and thanks for helping me if you do.
I'll definitely be donating, because I lost my granddad to tumour, and my sister, she's just had one removed, brain tumour. So that's pretty close to me. That is.
As well, mate. Yeah, understandable.
And then, I hope you don't mind me saying, he said it on the chat earlier on. Mike Bass, bless him, as well.
Yes. Yeah.
He said it on the chat on the log earlier on. Bless him, he's got one, and all the thoughts are with you, mate. And
100%, bud.
Yeah.
Crafty Koi says health is the main pro. You need to understand the metabolism of koi. It eliminates attempts, peaking and dipping, which plays hell with their ability to fight off parasites and health issues. No, it said health issues then.
Yeah, it avoids that springtime danger, doesn't it? Because that's when most koi are lost, when the immune system is at a low ebb.
365 days, you know what I mean? It's not going to be good for the koi.
No.
There we go.
I have a brain tumor myself, which has caused me to go deaf on the right side. So well done, Dave. That takes some saying, Mike. I'm behind you, mate, 100%.
Right.
All the very best, bud. We've got from someone who knows what it's like with you all the way. There you go. Thank you very much, Vic. She works with people in the care home and that kind of stuff, so I'm sure she sees this kind of stuff regular away as well. Copy says beeswax for the timber, which won't be any good because it melts in the hot sun.
Yeah.
And goes all sticky and gooey and turns black and smudgy. Perfect for inside your house, not the good for the outside. Teak oil. Now there's a good one. That might be a very well worth.
Does it dry though? If it doesn't dry, it's going to leach back into your pond.
Right.
Yeah,
What's it called? I know it's a different thing to teak oil. It will dry, but as soon as it rains, it will do like your fence panel stuff. You put it on, it dries lovely. Put it on anywhere near water is, it just leaches out into water.
Yeah, you know
that's
what? Not sure that's right, mate.
No, it is right. It's happened there.
What you use teak oil on yours?
Not teak oil, but the stuff. But I think teak oil.
That's what I mean. I think like oils like linseed oil and teak oil. Pulled into like 15-20 milliliter grain of the timber, and it's designed to soak right in. I think.
Is that like a varnish?
No, it's a natural oil. They use it on cricket bats to strengthen the bat, so that when you whack the ball with a good crack, it doesn't snap your bat.
That's linseed on cricket bats.
Yeah, linseed oil. They use it on baseball bats, same. Or they used it traditionally before they,
Well, it doesn't actually dry though, does it?
I think it's dry.
It does. My dad's got it on his bench outside. I've got my oak bench that I made. I put nothing on mine. I wanted mine to go silver, as oak does. As oak ages, it goes silver. Yeah. And my dad put antique oak on. Linseed oil into his, because he didn't want his to go silver. Well, after about 3 weeks, it had all gone nice, and mine were starting to silver up a little bit, and my dad's looked a little bit the same, but it was bone dry, absolutely bone dry within a matter of hours of him putting it in, because the moisture of the contents just pull. Timber's a natural sponge. each growth ring is doing its best to pull moisture in to provide the tree with everything it needs to produce leaves. So it soaks that moisture up until such time as it's wetted up again, and then it soaks up again. That's its natural job to do, to pull moisture to its central core.
Yeah, but if you're putting oils on, that's going to be a penetrating barrier, so it wouldn't be able to suck it, would it?
No, it's not. It's not in that sense. No.
No, not in that sense.
Linseed oil is designed to soak into wood. That's what it's for.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but that's going to stop any other moisture from being sucked in.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
That's the idea of it. Waterproof it. So you won't get. It would repel water, but it wouldn't leach the product out. I'm pretty sure it don't, but I would say check to make sure.
Yeah, because I was going to use varnish on my cappings, and I bought yacht varnish, and I was told not to do it because in case it leaches and it does poison the water.
Well, if it leaks, they won't put it all over yachts, would they? Because it has to be environmentally friendly, surely. Well, nowadays anyway. I wouldn't say nowadays the products would have to be, but I don't know if maybe 15, 20, 30 years ago, maybe not so as much, but now they definitely need to be. And we have another guest to join us. He's hey, what's this? But teak oil, I think it's the same thing, Skeg. I think that does exactly some sort of stuff, mate. I think you might be right. There we go. How are you doing?
Hiya. Let me hang on.
I pity the haircut.
There he is. David.
Everyone all right?
Yeah,
Yes, very well. Thanks yourself.
Yes, very well. Thank you.
You look like you're in the office.
I'm just trying to get set up. Yeah, I've only just finished work, which is a bit frustrating, but the last couple of weeks I've been hoping to catch you all and I keep missing it. So it's nice to be here, actually. Very
Have
nice.
you got everything good to go? Ready? Sorted? All organised?
Nah. No. I'm genuinely dreading it, if I'm honest, but never mind. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I tend to overthink things like that anyway. I'm a bit of not a worrier, but I'm quite a perfectionist. So in my head, I've already planned different signs that I'm going to put up, and my wife's coming up, so she's going to be on the first stand to welcome people, and then you'll be given a number and your name card. You go to the next stand. It's people get to the day and they think, Jesus, this is like it's like the Nazis.
That's why I made mine relatively simple, mate. Just fold up pieces of paper, put them in and out, draw out a number. You go put your name on said board, then I don't have to make myself look an ass when I spell your name wrong. Draw that fish, that's it, we're away.
If Hitler did growing shows, this is what it would be like.
How's the growing doing?
Oh, do you know what? I mean, I sounded genuinely excited then, but I'm not because I've lost another 2 fish. But while I was fishing a couple out, so where my shower sits, I've got a bit of a ledge, and it's hard to see underneath it. Anyway, what I hadn't realised, there's been a dead koi fry in there, rotting away. So I'm guessing that wasn't helping my bacterial issues.
No.
No, definitely.
I left it in there.
Yeah. Yeah, mate. Yeah,
What?
You lost me.
Come on, let us in on a joke.
Yeah, he's giving me shit about me haircut into, so I give him a little bit of shit, can't I?
Who's giving you shit about their haircut? There's nothing wrong with that haircut.
Yeah, stay there.
No, to be fair, joking aside, it genuinely suits you.
Yeah, you can always fix it with that.
Are you going to just? You got me then for a minute. I thought something had happened.
To be fair though, what's worse?
Yeah,
He's
cover
got
it
the
all.
air for it as well.
The just for men you keep using is what's worse, mate.
Yeah.
All these coin
Where's-
keepers are the same age as me, and not one of you's got grey hair, man. You're all lying to yourselves.
I have.
Excuse me.
My ears, right. I tried to dye it today, but it didn't work.
I get the odd
Daz,
one.
yours isn't grey. Yours is silver. You're like the silver fox.
Mine's great sides. Mine's bad,
No,
man.
Gaz,
Yeah.
I mean, you're just like George Clooney.
Vince just pulled his one grey one out.
Yeah.
Vince has been pulling out that just for men. That's what he's doing. I mean, if you watch through Vince's videos, and everybody can go back and check on this, you'll see random different stages of really dark, less so dark, to almost not dark, to dark again.
He's been busted.
Always in and around the I best get my Barnett cut.
Yeah.
Well, honest to God, I've got more grey in my hair than my old lady's got, and she's 70. And I've only got a few. I've got more in my beard than I've got on my head.
Yeah, but you can get you can get beard dyes as well.
You say your wife's 70, Vince?
No, me mother, you dickhead.
I was going to say.
Good on you, lad.
How is your mum 70?
Quite easily.
Well,
I'm 50.
You're in your 60s, aren't you?
Fuck off, you bastard. I turned 50 in April.
Is there a way you can see the comments on this? Because all I got is your ugly mug and my ugly mug on the screen. How do you see the chat at the same time?
You can't.
You kind of can.
What a load of old shit. Someone's created a video link, and you can't have a video and the chat at the same time. This is 2023 for crying out loud.
You can on a PC, just not on a mobile phone.
Well,
or
I'm not on a PC, am I? I'm on my phone.
This is 2023 for crying out loud. You could use one.
Yeah, the sign. I'm just reading through some of the comments now. It's quite nice, isn't it? Top bloke. He's talking about me.
He is, yeah.
Where is the Discord, Aaron? Aaron, the Discord link is on the About Me page on my YouTube channel. So if you click on the YouTube channel or my YouTube channel, go to my homepage, you'll see that there's a little about, and in the bottom there's a link to Discord, and there is also a little link at the top in the banner next to. Oh, man down. And the also one next to the Facebook and the rest, the Instagram and the rest, mate. Top right corner of the banner of my garden pond picture.
What the fuck's Discord?
Discord is another thing that you can use on your mobile phone, on your iPad or your PC or your laptop. And it's just basically, it's primarily, it was a gamers chat, what gamers used for talking in and chatting in whilst they're playing a game together. But it can be used to share and chat.
Paul, remove that, mate, please.
Hey, what's Paul said? Hang on, don't remove it yet. What's Paul said?
Discourse for selling drugs.
Oh, yeah. Funny enough, you said drugs. I was going to say, is it for grooming?
Yeah.
That's the last one of them, Paul. See you later, mate.
Did you?
Oh, I deleted it and Paul too to go with it.
What did Paul do? Did he do something else?
No, you put that. You can't be careful what you put.
The Discord is for selling drugs, which I'm not going down them lines. I'm not going down those kind of comments. If people want to start insinuating that I'm selling drugs on Discord, they can move on. See you later, mate.
Yeah, we can't be doing that kind of thing.
It shouldn't have even been a come up because that word should have been in the block list. Oh, Vince is getting a bit artistic, got a bit of a flair going on while he's doing his this evening's conversation.
Oh, I can't see. I'm back on the comments again. Hang on.
No, we can see you still.
It's like 50 Shades of Grey in Vince's house, look.
So how's your fish? How's your fish going then, mate?
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, on it now. I found this dead rotting fit. Sorry, I've just realised you're looking at my chest. Sorry. Now I'm really hoping. So the main pond has been fantastic. I had a bit of Costia a few weeks back, but a quick PP treatment, and that's been brilliant. What I'll say, the good thing about a PP treatment, so obviously the UV's been off. We've had a few sunny days and whatnot, and I had a bit of a tinge to my water. The best thing about a PP treatment is A, when you finish it and you ain't killed everything, but B, is the clarity that you get back from the hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah.
My water at the moment is back to crystal clear, which is really nice. So, yeah, the big pond, fantastic, not had any deaths, but, yeah, the grow on, and it was going really, really well. The setup seems to work. It's heated. But I think it's genuinely, just missing that dead fish. And I mean, it was absolutely rotten. I've not had any sense of smell since COVID, but people assured me that from sort of 10 foot away, they could smell this dead fish. So I mean, that couldn't have been doing the water any good, could it?
No, not at all, no. This one might make you laugh. Our last just walked in to you talking about small bumholes and said, "What are you watching?"
Small bumholes?
Yeah, I give Skeggy the bullshit statement of the week for saying that small baby koi, size for size comparison to big koi, produce more waste.
Oh, okay.
So I said, how does a small bumhole produce more waste than a big one? And just at that point, his lass walked in and caught me talking about small bumholes and said, "What you watching?"
Do we think that's true though? If we think of metabolism, so think of metabolism of a human. When you're younger, your metabolism's much quicker and you tend to pass stuff. And at 40s, I eat something and it goes straight to my hips. And I'll be honest with you, I used to be twice a day regular, but as I've got older, I am only once.
Yeah, but when you were that small, you only used to do real small shits in comparison to what you do now as a real big person.
Yeah, but he did say size comparison, didn't he?
Oh, did he say size comparison? The bloke don't know what he's talking about then.
How do we get onto this? Yeah.
There you go. Simon Shear says, if a bog filter is correctly set up, it works for a lifetime.
Oh, I'd love a bog. One day I would love down the bottom, I'd love a proper in-ground pond. Sorry, not pool. An in-ground pond with a rockery and a big bog filter with a waterfall. I love the formal ponds, formal ponds. And for practicality of keeping koi, they're brilliant. But I would genuinely, and even if it meant I could only keep sort of your shabumpkins and your goldfish in it, I think there's something being stood by a proper natural pond is just really relaxing.
Yeah. I think the secret to a bog filter is to flush it twice a day.
Yeah. Oh, they're all coming out tonight, aren't they? Well, we got this one here. Now, I think actually there was one more of a question anyway, so we might as well have it. Simon Smith, flow rates through filters. They usually state max flow rates, but how slow especially in this climate, if you want to turn your pump down in relation to trickle filters, static filters, and upflow filters. How low can you go? I don't think you can go low with an upflow, can you?
No, and the thing is, to reduce
Well,
the flow,
you can. It's still going to put out pressure, but it's not going to be.
It's going to be.
you're just going to
trickling
cause.
out.
Yeah, you've got to reduce the flow down, haven't you? Which causes
Yeah.
back pressure. You're not
This-
saving
this-
electric. You're using
This thing about saving money when you've got
Everybody's
a coin.
walking around squeaking, man. Move to Yorkshire. It's cheap as chips here, man.
What's it called? I mean,
The
if
cheapest
you're
area-
going to keep koi, your pocket's going to be it. So get over it. There's no way.
I think you're right. There is clutching at straws, isn't there? Seeing some people have gone like they've turned their pump from 100 watts usage to 90 watts, and you think 0.1 of a kilowatt over 30 days it's not worth it. The only thing I will say though is I normally run my Nexus 320 at about 10,000, 9.5, 10,000. I've had it running at 7,500, 8,000 over the winter, and it does seem to like it. I will say that.
Yeah, but you've not done it.
I've
You've not done it to
slowed it
save
down.
money, though, have you?
No,
You've done it because of the colder weather.
No, I chose the wrong hobby if you want to save money, didn't you? I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to save money, go and play golf or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's just as expensive. My brother-in-law does that.
Yeah.
Just can't find it. What do people find in it? I just doesn't.
Chasing the ball around a field with a stick. It's just
Spoils a
right.
good walk, doesn't it? Because you're always looking for something in long grass.
How's your well, Daz? How's your well water?
Spot on, thanks. Yeah, I bet it's ready.
Next door neighbours, so where I am, it's obviously back in the 30s. They built the houses on an original farm, and next door neighbour has got the original well that used to feed the manor house a couple of doors up. That sounds really posh, but it's not. I live on a main road in Hastings. It's a shithole. But he's got the original well. So I'm thinking if he's got a well, there's no reason why I can't dig down or bore down and find similar. I don't know what the water's like. I mean, he trucks his bags of dog shits in it, so his water's going to be awful. But for me, it would be I'm very tempted.
I don't know how much it'd cost to have a well done, because I imagine you'd have to have like an oil drilling rig and come in and just bore it out.
So my day job, we have the boring rigs at work, so I can bring one home if I need to.
Yeah, neighbours won't mind.
Yeah, you're right.
Fine, don't worry.
You can go in the bloody
Going
window,
until you hit it.
Trust me, I'm a professional.
I think you're fucking. But yeah, the water is spot on, mate. It's surprising how fast it fills up. I mean, mine's about 25, 30 foot deep. It's a bloody deep well. And I drain it right down to the bottom. And then within 2 days, it's filled back up again.
Nice. Yeah, no, that'd be lovely. And it's not just, again, it's not to save money. It would just be, I like the idea of boring for water.
Water actually water free for once.
Yes. Unless you're doing it for commercial use, like commercial gain, like you're bottling it or something, then you have to be licensed. You have to have an extraction license or abstraction license. But
it's free
and such, then it's free. Yeah.
That's something. I don't know if you saw my last video. I did my I bought one of them cheap TDS meters that everyone else has bought recently.
Yeah.
I did my TDS, but they were surprisingly low. Actually, my KH is always low anyway, so I suspected the TDS would be low. But I was 118 out the tap, I think it was, which I was chuffed with. And I think even in the pond, it was just, I think it was 180 or 200.
Yeah,
that's good. TDS
out the well.
TDS at 200. TDS at 200 and below is very good for koi.
Right, well, mine was 220 out the well, but the only thing that wasn't spot on was me KH. That was like 22. but that's because of all the clay it's filtered through. I'm sure that's all
Yeah.
alkaline.
And the
But
lime.
And they normally say TDS and KH follow each other. So your lower KH usually results in a lower TDS, doesn't it? So but we'd be similar. But keeping an eye on the water coming into the house. I've been sort of testing it morning, evening, letting it sit, and it stays pretty. I'm very lucky because I've seen. I mean, Phil from Telford Coy, wasn't it? I know up north Coy side. They've all seen massive spikes, haven't they, in their TDSs? So I was really, I mean, being honest, I wouldn't buy an RO because I haven't got the money to buy an RO or build an RO, so I couldn't have done anything about it. But I was really chuffed.
Yeah, it's a very wasteful RO as well. You're chucking off your water away.
Would you,
Yeah.
I was just going to say that. Would you want to do that? I mean, are you on a water meter? Did you say?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I don't use my own, I use my
Phillies,
neighbours, though.
I believe Phillies as well, and the amount of money that
Yeah.
you're wanging down drain when he's only had one fish changing colour. Could have
I
just been
believe
enough fish.
doesn't Phil recycle his RO water
Yes.
through the system though? So, you know, I would expect that to be losing the wastewater dropping on that considerably.
Oh yeah.
It does.
It's,
It does replenish what's removed because it kicks in, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
the top back up, but not in the same as I think. I think he's got it so it's down at the minimum. But yeah, I do think it's a lot of number chasing for me, man. I don't even really know if it's.
I think there's different levels of this hobby, isn't there? There's you start off and you're the absolute hobbyist, you're the newbie, and you make lots of mistakes. But I think you choose your position in the hobby level, don't you? So Crafty, I know recently he's taken a hobby to the next level and he's going to do it for a living. Whereas I sit in that area because I work a lot. I have to keep it simple. My Nexus is simple. My pond is very simple. I am very simple. And the fish keep dying. So don't do it simple, I suppose, is probably what I'm trying to say. But no, joking. That's where I sit. I wouldn't be. I mean, even a drum for me. I would love a drum, but again, I quite like going out on a Saturday, turning an old. You know, we all know what the EA valves are like. You know, you got to be BA Baracus to turn one of them in the cold. And but there's just something about every weekend. I say to my wife, especially if it's raining, I've got to get on with this filter shed. I hate coming out in the cold. My hands are freezing cold from the water. Yet by the time it gets to the following Friday, I'm all excited and looking forward to going back out there.
Yeah,
it's very bizarre, but I love it. I do love it.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Therapeutic.
Oh,
Yeah,
it is.
definitely.
100%, mate. Yeah, it is.
Sat out watching your fish feed in the summer, and there's nothing better.
Yeah, it's the evenings, isn't it? I like, even with these cold evenings, I sort of really wrap up. I've got this is where I'm going in a minute. I have my divvy out on my massive coat, and I play a little game where I like to, because they're still feeding, I like to chuck a bit of food in and then stand at the skimmer like an absolute tit, having to pick the bits out and throw them back in the pond. I don't know if anyone else plays that game.
I've done that.
But there's something about that.
Must be a southern thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Aaron, I put the food in and then I stand perfectly still at the side where the toe sign are, and I'm just watching them. And they gain confidence, they get closer and closer and closer, so I can have a good look at them. But you don't move, like, don't breathe.
I do this one. Take a small handful, walk to the garden and go, turn around, walk back in.
Yeah.
See you in the spring.
You're not
going to as long as I have a look at them every morning. I go out first thing in the morning before I go to work, and I go out and look at them every morning. But I don't feed them in the morning. I wait till they've had some heat from day at least, because it's still so much colder up here than probably what it is for you guys. But I have a look at them, and if they're good, then I just go out and put a small handful on, and I know that worst case scenario.
You got the same notification I did, didn't you?
There might be two or three little pellets around outside, but one of them will come up and clear them. So I just leave them be. I do it. Straight
I'm
back
one
in.
of them really silly people that have got sturgeon in my pond. So obviously, I have to keep feeding the sturgeon through the winter. And it's playing that game. I mean, I've tried all different ways of feeding the sturgeon. The bit of pipe, so you can drop it in a corner. But the koi, people say koi aren't smart. They bloody are.
They
They figure
fucking well
out
are.
what you're doing very quickly. So yeah, as well as playing fish the pellets out of the skimmer, I play try and dodge the koi with the old sturgeon food.
So they don't get it. But the thing
You
is,
should
though,
come to one of my parties. They're brilliant.
what have you ever noticed any problems with having the sturgeon with your koi?
Well,
You ever
it's
had any
treating.
scale damage?
No,
Yeah.
it's treating is the worst problem. What I will say is I have noticed Steve is sort of probably 2 foot now. They are not shy. So if you throw the sturgeon food in, obviously the koi come over. The sturgeon are quite content in really bashing through the koi. And if anyone's felt a sturgeon, it's like a prehistoric animal, isn't it? They're very sharp.
Hard as nails.
Yeah, so I do watch them. I think sometimes I need to be very careful. But then I think it's 1.5 meters deep, so there's nothing I can do about it. So I just have to be very careful. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get into the habit of putting the food in different places, but the koi are very quick. Very quick. Yeah. Pain, really.
Does your
do you feed sturgeon? Do you feed your sturgeon a certain type of food, or is it just a koi food?
No, sturgeon has pellets, so he has the high protein sturgeon pellet, feeding pellets.
Yep. Just a little tip for you if you want to do it. Get a piece of pipe, put it into one of the corners where you want the sturgeon to feed all the time, and just drop it down the tube, and they'll come to that. They'll come to that every time.
That's what I normally do. But it's got to the point now where I go out to the pond in the evening, all the koi are waiting in that corner. Right. Honestly, they are so. It surprises me how smart koi are.
Even better idea: take the sturgeon out, put them in another pond on their own. Get rid of them.
If I had my wild pond down the garden, a sturgeon would thrive. Wouldn't it? It would thrive.
I like sturgeon. You're not a big fan.
They are nice. No, I've got an albino one. The albino
I used to have an albino. I used to have a toffee. I had a Siberian. Anybody, I had a toffee, Siberian, albino, long nose.
That's what I got, long nose.
You got a long nose. Is it a true long nose, or is it also? Because if it's also, they get big, and they're quite predatory as well.
I don't know whether it's a real one. Will it say it on the bottom?
No, you can be able to tell. Basically, has it got a white line on the outside of it? Basically,
no. It's only got a little bit of white on its nose. If I'm honest.
Right. Okay. When you can, if you try to get a picture of it, and I'll be able to tell you.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because the albino's meant to be a long nose as well.
Yeah.
I had a diamond cross beluga.
Yeah, they get quite big.
And we lost power one day, and next morning, because there was no flow through the pond, no oxygen going in, it come down and it was inside out like a fucking horseshoe. It's the only problem with them. You lose power, and you lose any type of flow or aeration, and they end up going belly up.
Yeah, they are quite
I did the PP treatment the other day, and I left that 2 or 3 days after to put the sturgeon back in. And I put him back in, like you say, horseshoe. I was like, no, get him out. But that's the biggest problem with a sturgeon. It's bloody treating. So you get parasites in your pond, they've got to come out, and which is not too bad in the summer when everything. So the grow on at the moment's at about 18 degrees. But of course, the pond's only at 6 degrees. So it's not as if you can whip him out, chuck him in the grow on. You got to set up another tank, and it's a bit of a pain in the arse.
Did you salt them?
For me, what really boils my piss is these garden centres and places like that. that sell sturgeon to people with no information. There's an old boy that lives by me, and my mate Jose actually brought him round in the end because he went back to this one garden centre 3 times to buy another sturgeon, and each time, a week or so later, he was what was that, Crafty? Yeah,
You had your mask on.
Vince is Breaking Bad.
Sorry, I was
Breaking wind.
But yeah, I said to him, "What are you feeding them?" And he went, "Pond pellets." And I was thinking, that's why they weren't taking in enough protein, because he was feeding them the wrong food, because they hadn't told him what they needed. You know, and when these garden centres are charging 50, 60 quid for a sturgeon, you know, it just. And then there's the other side of it, like you say, Dave. You know, with a lot of treatments, you can't treat with a sturgeon in the pond because, again, it'll go belly up, turn into a horseshoe, and fucking snuff it.
Yeah, it's the oxygen as well, isn't it? A lot of people think they can get away, even just. I mean, what's the oxygen for a koi? Is it 6 or 8?
It's 6. It's 6 per ppm, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it escapes. Well, I know it's 6 or 8. I think a sturgeon's up at 12 ppm, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's quite a significant difference.
Yeah, and that's what I say. As soon as they lose any type of flow or oxygenation, I mean, upside down in a horseshoe, and gone.
But with you putting your sturgeon back in, did you salt bath it?
No, should I have done? I wasn't going to eat it.
No. But if you've PP'd your pond, obviously you've got a parasite problem. Yeah, they're gonna go. They will go on the lining of the sturgeon, but they won't cause irritations like they would on a koi. But you've still got them, so you've put that back in without doing a salt bath. That's the only thing you can do with a sturgeon is a salt bath, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is what I was going to say next.
I confess, I did scrape the sturgeon. I say scrape it. I took as much as I could off of it to test.
Which ain't fucking a lot.
No, not easy. You've got to get underneath and try and get a bit of mucus. But like you say, it's not easy. But yeah, no. I didn't. To be fair, I didn't. If I'd left that Costia, I don't know whether it would have multiplied or not. It was only the very early stages, but I had a real problem with my last pond where I pretty much lost probably 50% of my koi, and ever since then I'm a bit overreactive, I suppose.
No, it's better to be reactive than not reactive, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I missed it. I was a real rookie. These ulcers were appearing, and by the time I was spotting them, they were proper ulcers. So, they've been poorly for a heck of a long time. What's this one, David? We'll get to a stage when the sturgeon may become a problem. They grow quickly, and once they get to around 3, that sounds like my kids. I think, to be fair,
I know people that have had them and they've got to 4 and 5 foot in length. And like you were saying, when you get them up the feeding, the bigger they get, the more boisterous they get, the more food dominant they get. And they come smashing in, knocking scale after scale after scale off at fish. That's because down the sides of the lateral is like hooked barbs near enough.
Yeah, they're like cutes, aren't they? Yeah.
It's called an exoskeleton. That's what they are.
Yeah. It must have been about 9 years ago now. We went to Cirencester to pick up a platinum ogon for Susan. And when we got there, the bloke took us into this indoor pond. And I thought that was his main pond. He said, you should see the pond out back. And honest to God, this pond was huge, big curved window on it, and no word of a lie, he had a sturgeon in there. My missus will verify this. And it must have been about 4.5, 5 foot long. And he'd shake the tub for the pellets, and this thing would come up out the water before the koi, and he'd literally pick it up by the mouth, fling it down the end of the pond, and it would do a couple of laps at the bottom of the pond, which would give the koi a bit of time to get some of the food before it came straight back for him to do it again. It was fucking hysterical to watch.
Yeah. They got a great personality, and the funny thing is, we got two, but they're not sociable creatures. So two sturgeon, they have absolutely nothing to do with each other in the pond. They're not interested in each other. They'll always be. What's that?
If you found at night, if you watch the water surf, the edge, does yours come up round?
Yeah, I've seen them doing that.
You want to know why that is?
They're grazing off the edge.
Yeah, but they're lack of food as well. When they start, have you ever noticed? They'll swim underneath the surface, swimming like that as well.
No, see,
yeah, they do that.
My experiences was with my best mate Sturgeon, and I had that in the pond for almost 2 fucking years. And every time I treated, all I could treat was with salt. But that got well and truly well fed, and that one on a nightly basis, it come out and literally just mouthed around the edge, grazing off of the edge of the walls. Happy as pig and shit.
Oh yeah,
that was almost 4 foot long.
In terms of your aquarium fish, then, how closely are they related to things like your pleco and that?
They're not.
No.
Oh, next question then.
I think they're one on their own, aren't
they? They're what's it called? They're different.
They're not an alligator, are they? They're not a rasping fish, are they?
No, they eat anything. They'll eat anything.
Scavenge. Oh,
yeah, they are a bit like carp in that respect. They're omnivores.
Yeah.
They need a high protein diet.
Yeah, I mean, they're all semi-predatory though, really, aren't they?
They are predatory. Also, type in also sturgeon meat, and you'll find that.
They lure fish. They lure fish for them, don't they?
But it's the same with carp though. If they can put it in their mouth, they'll eat it.
Yeah, we can catch carp with dead baits. Yeah.
I mean, look at what's it called? I put a ping pong goldfish in my pond when Monster was in there. The fish was in there 2 seconds. Monster got it in its mouth and then spat it out.
Oops. I used to have piranhas.
You used to have what?
I used to have red belly piranhas when I was younger.
Yeah.
And they're an interesting old thing because they eat each other until you're left with the last one, who is the overall king, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
did you have him in a small shoal of 6?
I had 8 at the time.
Yeah. Like I say, small shoals seem to be like predatory on each other.
Yeah. It's funny old things. They would never, if I put my hand in, they wouldn't come near me.
No, they wouldn't.
But if we went on holiday and things like that, and other people put their hands in, they would go for them. So they was obviously they obviously appreciated me.
Bite the hand that feeds you.
But I didn't have the heart to put anything live in there, so I used to have to buy cod and things like that, and then dangle it in on a piece of string.
Oh yeah,
I never had the heart to put anything live in there.
Yeah, you should have fed him a bit of liver or beef salt.
Beef fat.
Beef fat.
Yeah, okay.
You'd have got the reds popping on them.
Yeah.
That's one way.
They were good fun.
As well, don't they? Feed beef out to red Oscars as well, don't you? When they get to a good size,
Discus. When I fed them to my discus, that beef heart. Or butterfly koi, somebody said.
On a butterfly koi, you could have dropped one of them in that or something.
People, we don't mean it. But no, it's so you're growing. So, any news?
What's that? Sorry.
The growing show. Any news?
I need people to hurry up and pay their money because I want to leave the country. See. But yeah, no, the growing show. Yes, so it's next Saturday. It's a Sunday. Sunday. It's not Saturday. Don't listen to that. It's Sunday. So yeah, we're doing it as a bit of a drop-in event as well. So because initially we've got, I think there's 38 signed up on one thing, and then between friends, I think it's about 44, 45 people now. And we thought, oh, if they all turn up at the same time, so we've got it as a bit of a drop-in. So Koi Walk Barn, even if you're not involved and you're not in the event, feel free to pop down because we'll have a bit of food and stuff like that. But yeah, so between 10 and 2 next Sunday it'll be. But hopefully there's plenty of us there. I'm just trying to do all the collecting the money and things like that now. A, so people actually turn up, and B, because it just gives me a chance to have a bit of a chat and that on the day. I want to enjoy it if I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've just gone back to the comments, see what comments there are. I'll keep.
I got a question there. John Morris says, anyone used PP in an aquarium with tropical fish? Also, will it kill off beneficial bacteria and filters?
Yeah, but it's a bit strong. It's a bit strong for tropical fish, mate, in my eyes. But
I've never heard of people using it for tropical fish.
no,
me neither. Probably won't be something
I wouldn't do it if I was you.
I mean, Mick would be your best one to ask about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Like I say, like Vicky said, it'll kill off bacteria, as you can see. Personally, PP, but I personally wouldn't. And Bubble and Fins, check her YouTube channel out if you can. She's got her wealth of knowledge on tropical fish is really, really good. Like I say, and she agrees she would not do it.
No, I wouldn't either. I mean, there's plenty of treatments out there for tropical, for whatever you need to be getting rid of. So I'd stick with products that you know are going to be fish safe, mate, rather than running risk of losing everything that you've got. The other way you could do it, if you didn't want to treat, if you weren't treating the fish and you were just wanting to treat the tank, is remove your fish into a different body of water, treat the tank, then neutralize it with PP with hydrogen peroxide afterwards. But I don't think it takes prisoners, does it?
No, I mean Simon Shears has just said, not to use PP in tropical tank or dip, as I found with my discus, never again.
Oh, that's sad, isn't it?
Yeah, so definitely won't.
I mean, do you get many parasite issues with trops though?
Other than white spot,
I've really heard of it as such.
Yeah, you get white spot, you get planaria worm, anicannulus worm, where the worms hang out the arsehole of the fish.
Oh, for Christ's sake!
There's quite a lot. There's quite a lot of little nasties that you can get with tropical fish.
Yeah, there is.
But
worst one's the twirling, the one that parasite that gets in the reds, Mick. And it'll get to perfect condition. The fish will look beautiful. Right at that point when it looks cock on, and then it just starts spinning around everywhere.
Yeah,
bumping into stuff all the time.
And all in the
What's easier to keep? What's easier to keep then for you guys that have kept tropicals and that? Tropical fish or koi? What do you think's easier to keep?
Tropical fish.
Tropical.
Oh, to be fair, both. They're not hard.
they're as hard as you make it.
It's the same thing, in it. Water.
Yeah.
Parameters, filtration, cleans, aeration, feed.
Yeah.
That's it. You get all those three combinations right in both tropical or koi.
Yeah.
And your fish are going to thrive.
I mean,
get one of the elements wrong.
Yeah.
Screwed.
I mean, I've got 2 small tanks, as Gaz knows, Daz knows, and most of the lads know. Those 2 small tanks are costing me more to run than my old time, my pond.
Yeah.
Apart from, like I say, the UV is a big issue on my pond, as we know, because it's stupid.
It can be rectified.
We're going to sort that out this year. But no, so like I say, I mean, I've got a 6 litre and an 8 litre tank, and they're costing more than my 4,000 gallon pond.
But to be fair, my pond's, what's my pond? 15,000 litres. So in terms of watts per hour, 100, 250. It's probably only about 400 watts per hour. So 0.4 of a kilowatt. So what's that? On my tariff, that's probably about 10p, I suppose.
So what's mine then? So mine's
A penny.
110.
Sorry, no, a penny.
Mine's 110. 190. Air pumps 140. What else have we got? That's it.
What
Innit?
I mean, this is what you keep on doing your math. What we were saying though earlier on, like, is
That's
if
440.
people started replacing some of the products with newer, more modern stuff, which use less wattage, that's the way to save money. All right, there's going to be investment to lay it out in the initial bits to buy it, but over the long term, 12 months, it pays for itself. You're not trying to cut back and turn stuff off or reduce the power of it and the rest of it. Go out there and invest.
Is anyone on any of the American sites with the ponds on Facebook?
Yeah. Yes.
Some of the pumps, these people, they're still using sump pumps and swimming pool pumps.
Yeah.
And they put them out and they're like 800 watts. And you think the flow through that is no more than a 20,000 litre pump that's running at 130 watts. But they're crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So it's 488, including me my wave maker. So yeah, 488.
Yeah. How many litres is that?
Watts.
I don't think I'm using that much.
Is it yours, Mick? 9,500 litres? Or is it 20,500 litres?
It's 4,200 gallons.
Oh, she's a big pond. Yeah, it's a big pond. Nice size. Very nice size. Very nice size. Because yours was the one, just trying to think, I get so confused. I try and watch as much as I can of YouTube, and I try and set myself a target, making sure that I always reply to comments on YouTube. But you've only got to put it down for a day or get distracted with work. The bloody thing goes through the roof, doesn't it? So, but your pond, so when they was putting, you had Skeggy up and you was putting the double bottom drains on, is your pond?
That's it. That one, yeah.
Yeah. I have to remember it by situations and visualising. How comes, Daz, you don't have a channel?
I ain't got time. I don't want the hassle, to be honest. I've seen these guys have to go through. No, thank you.
Honestly, the people do not realise. I mean, everybody says as soon as you get monetized, oh, you're earning money from YouTube. That is absolute rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolute rubbish.
It's pennies, isn't it? Come on.
If you put it into an hourly rate, it would be terrible.
It's God. Like 8p.
Super chats is the one. Super chats help you pretty well. Thank you very much again, guys.
What's a super chat? Do you have to do it live for that?
Yeah. Basically, when someone puts in a comment that they choose to choose to pay for the pleasure of doing, and you can put it up to whatever you want. I think it goes as high as like £500 for a super chat.
Again, I know this is enjoyable, and I have to say that this chat in particular, I love coming here and just listening to people talk. And it's a chat. There's never any badness. There's never any bitching. It's just a nice chat to come to. But again, it's still giving up time. You know, you guys are giving up your evening, so
well, not me. Honestly, this is why I'm saying this is what I'm trying to encourage other people to come to the Discord. We're not giving up as evening. We do this shit every night a week, every day a week. If we're not doing this,
we do.
We're together on a weekend doing something, going somewhere on, or digging Dazzle's garden today.
Yeah.
Doing something else, putting something else together. It's some of that we've all become really, really good mates. And we all sit together and we all do. The GKP is us lot. Gaz's Koi Pond is the GKP, but we are now a group within it from doing it, and it's
like family.
It is, mate. Yeah, 100%. We had Christmas, we had a pre-Christmas and everything this just gone, which were brilliant. All the families, wives, it were great. It were proper nice.
My wife says, my real wife, she's sitting in the front kitchen.
I know what's coming.
She calls Gaz my second wife.
Do you tell her it's not the second, it's the first?
I've said that, but she won't have it.
It's I think you the wives and husbands, obviously for the female ponders,
Yeah.
they do. I do feel for my wife because the ponding does take over, doesn't it, massively?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've got to admit, yeah. I have to apologise to my wife because a lot of the stuff that we do together, I do.
I do.
You get off in a. It's like, for example, I had a weekend. I had a weekend where I've not been doing something YouTube related for months and months and months and months. Now it does probably become a little bit too much, and I would think a lot of your families, I kind of do get put on a back burner for it, and for that we should all really apologise. But it's for the love of what you're doing, and once you get into it, when somebody says you get hooked, you get hooked. No pun intended. You genuinely do. You do get hooked into YouTube. You do get hooked into the koi keeping side of it.
Yeah.
And when you get a good bunch of mates around you as well, that are even as much as, then you're screwed. No spare time. You're doing everything.
No,
Even if it's sitting there where we might be on Quinny Koi looking for a fish going, ooh, look at that one. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that one. But when you're looking on your own, it ain't as interesting as when you're looking at it with 7 or 8 people and you're all having your opinion about that fish and talking amongst you. And that's what we're doing in the Discord. We're doing it night in, night out. Stuff like that where we'll look at a fish, look at whatever we think and think, well, what do you think? Or we'll watch a video and we'll go through everything that's said in that video and get to the last 3 fish in the pool and say, right, critique them fish. Which would you go for? Now you've listened to how he said to do it. What would you do? What would you go for? And listen to each other's opinions. It's good. Or we actually get to watch Daz eat many a trifle. Whatever he's.
What do you think it's going to be tonight, Nick?
I think it's nice. I think it's a Victoria sponge.
No, yeah, something like that because you have to go up and down with the knife, didn't he?
It's elephant's foot.
No, cutting it with a knife.
I'm going to go lemon drizzle.
Oh, it's a trifle. Oh, baked well tart. Egg custard.
Mega egg
custard. Wow.
His second favourite bun. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to admit, who's watching Ricky Stoddard at Koi Wholesale? Thank you very much for what you do, mate, for the hobby.
We've got 1 second before you go any further. Actually, Koi says, anyone still got DISCO stuck in the bloody head?
Honestly, Del Boy's a good laugh. I love Del. He's I keep meaning to pop up and see him because he's a good crack.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, what's it called? The knowledge he gives, and he's not far into tell us. You know what I mean? And we're all.
Who's that? Ricky Stoddard.
Ricky Stoddard at Koi Wholesale. Yeah,
I'll tell you, he's clueless, isn't he? But there's something I don't know how he does it because he's quite a young guy, but he has a very delicate way of teaching. You know, at high school or school, and even at work with training and stuff, and you can get a subject that's trying to be taught to you, and if it's not taught in the right way, you can't engage. But with Ricky, you could genuinely watch him for hours and listen to what he's got to say.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it, mate.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, because he's knowledgeable, and he's interested to listen to.
We got to be careful being nice about Ricky. We'll have old Crafty getting jealous. Where is he? Is he in the chat?
No, I know where he's gone. He's gone to watch Lee Japan talk.
Jeff Lee says, easy no, and Gaz, DISCO. We are disco.
Disco.
Definitely going to be stuck in your head now, that one. And then we've got Mr. Tropical Koi that says, shut up. That's been Jeff's and Mr. Tropical Koi's favourite saying for each other most this week while they've been gaming online in Discord. Shouting at each other, telling each other to shut up every 2 minutes. I'm down, get me up, shut up.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Definitely.
there we go.
Look at that, guys.
Next time.
That is
Well,
beautiful.
look at this. Get it? Actually, is that the one he started earlier on?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Very
been,
good.
did you paint that, Vince?
Yeah.
Do you know,
What
I
you
always
want to
had
get
you down.
now?
I always
What you want to
had
do
you down
now,
as
Vince, is get
useless.
yourself
But
a heat gun so you can flash it off.
Here
you
we
do
go.
that with spray paints, yeah?
Yeah.
Here we
Is
go,
that one-
Vincent.
Is that
That
one that
one's from
Vince
Vin-
sent you?
This one's from Vincent, yes.
The one that he won last week.
Yeah.
Vince, I said you'd never
Beautiful.
amount to anything, and how you've proved me wrong.
Savage.
They're really good, aren't they? Because you do a bit of model painting up there as well, don't you, Vince?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know, I was into those as a kid, Warhammer and stuff like that. But yeah, that's so cool. Because I know, is it Cat and I Coy? He's into his model making,
Yeah,
isn't he?
he does scale modelling tanks and stuff like that, doesn't he? He does it as well. And I think the Adfield does it as well, doesn't he? He does.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, I suppose that's Coy Soldier, isn't it? Coy Soldier, I suppose. I've got loads and loads of Hornby in the loft, and I hope that one day I can be nerdy and old enough to put it all together and make a bit of a layout.
Train tracks?
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Proper old one.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, mate.
Oh, yeah. What's it called?
Hang on, I've had hang on, someone's just messaged me to say something on here. Rodders, post a link to your growing show for Aaron on GKP. Aaron, who's Aaron?
There we go. Aaron.
Is Aaron down our way then? Hey, talk about my growing show, Vince. What about yours?
What about mine?
Well, it's
The
good,
draw,
isn't it?
the draw to find out who will be one of the lucky 15 will be done tomorrow morning. So it will be posted up on YouTube by tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, sweet. Do you know, I'll pop down and see you all anyway. Because I'm desperate to go to New Forest, Coy, because it sounds fantastic. It sounds like a really cool place anyway. But yeah, look like some, what variety were those?
They are Deutsch Yamatanishki. So basically, a Deutsch metallic Sankey.
Okay, because in the video they're an orange colour, aren't they?
Yeah,
they are a yellowy orange colour at the moment, yes. But once they start to progress and get bigger, they will go red.
Oh, they will go red. Okay,
Yes.
nice, very nice.
they're different, aren't they? I like them.
They are very nice.
Yeah.
It's better than them crappy old Kahaku and Karashi Goy I'm trying to bleed and push out. Hey, don't tell Coy Waterbarn I said that.
I did speak to Ricky about adding some extra people, but as Ricky said, when it comes to the type of quality that he wants to put out for the growing show, if he was to then up the numbers, that quality would drop off, which is why we've stayed with the 15.
Yeah.
People are going to have a nightmare Sunday because there's Momotaro Kahaku, there's 600 in that vat. I know. There's
How many confirmed people have you got?
I think it's a 44, 45-ish, but that's if everyone
turns up.
That's if everybody turns up, which obviously I don't think that will happen. I'm a realist, and people drop out and stuff like that. And they're all fantastic Coy, and I feel really guilty because I mentioned this to Coy Waterbarn ages ago because one of my friends works or manages Coy Waterbarn, and Amir, his name is. Quite a few people will know him, but anyway, they've had to hold back this whole vat of 600 fish for this poxy grow on. So poor old Keith, the owner, I think he's pulling his hair out. But because I did think, obviously with the cold temperatures, I was tempted to push it back, but I think he actually might kill me. He's got these, yeah.
I'm gonna do it now just so he can get the rest of them sold as well as.
Yeah, he's because he's had to hold the whole lot back.
Why don't you say to drop 50, 100 out?
I want them all. I want to be able people to be able to choose from all of them. I don't want to limit it. I want them to be able to go in there and they can pick their perfect Kahaku.
Could be,
That's what I want.
bloody hard with 600 though, isn't it?
600.
Yeah,
You might need like 15, 20 minutes per person to pick the fish.
Well, you can see why we've done it as a drop-in now, because it's going to be a bloody nightmare.
Hang on a minute. No, it's over there. No, it's.
Lucky dip, scoop, that'll do. Thank you.
Yeah. Now you can see why in my head I'm going through all these stations and having special areas that people got to go to. It's going to be a nightmare, absolute nightmare. I ain't doing it again.
Well,
That's
I will say
while
we're on the topic of the grown shows, I will say thank you very much to all the people that did turn up last weekend for ours. And I hope you all walked away. Not all of you took your fish with you because some of them are still there being kept on till the warmer temps. But all those that did take them home, hope everything's good and they're all settling in well and you're all happy with the fish that you got. What I will be doing is I will be getting an individual photograph from all the fish with the size and the person's name, and I will be putting them all into a compiled folder, and I'll be sending each individual, all of you, if you're interested, I'll send each and every one of you a little snippet of every one of those fish, so you know what your fish is like and the photograph and its size on the actual day. They are all on the video, should you want to see for yourself, so you know in case anybody's interested what size they were. Everybody's fish size was mentioned in the video of the last one that we just put out. But I will be sending them and keeping them ready for how we progress through, so that you can keep a little growth stage of your own fish for yourselves as well.
And the beauty
of having a grown show.
The variety of koi isn't the most important thing with the grown show. I think it's bringing back the actual reason for a grown show, and that is the community element of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's getting everybody together and having them regular updates. It's all meeting back. We've got some great prizes. We've been gifted koi water bomb vouchers and loads of treatments and stuff for prizes, and there's going to be raffle prizes on the daylight. But it's bringing that community together. I've seen so many growing shows where you have the growing show and then there's just radio silence. You never hear anything else about it. It's missed the most important part of the growing show, the community element of it. So
it's the WhatsApp group that goes with it as well. I mean, the amount of chat that we've had through that, and we still are.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why I wanted to do it, so that we could get people that were involved and get a bit of a community going. And I might do another one again in the near future as the channel grows.
You're mad. You're mad.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, and there wasn't a lot really to do. But it wasn't just to get it's difficult. The first bit, communications. There's so many people. You put them in a WhatsApp group, and so many people turn around and say, "I don't have WhatsApp." Like, God damn it, man! It's like 2023. Who don't have WhatsApp? What is WhatsApp?
Who don't have disco?
Exactly. So there you go. Same thing. Don't have Discord. What's Discord? It's the same thing. Same as WhatsApp, but it uses less background than what you would find on WhatsApp or other chats like TeamSpeak. Or Discord was designed to use minimal background on your system while talking in a chat with other people. So you can have 600, 700, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people all on one server, all talking together, all sending, sharing pictures, whatever they wanted to do, without it using shitloads of power and resources from your system. That's it.
Because I had that Telegram, but I do all my editing. People can tell the high quality of the videos I put out. I mean, it's obvious that I actually do everything on my phone. If I have Telegram on my phone, my video editor stops working. It drives me insane. So I have to delete Telegram before it let me upload a bloody video. It's a nightmare.
What app are you using?
What for me editing?
Yeah.
What's it called? It's called. If I do it in a minute, I'll disappear, and it's because I've been an absolute fanny, and I've gone out to look at it. It's
Good night, Saskia. Thanks very much for joining us again, love. Take care.
I can't remember what it's called. It's quite good. In Shot. There you go. In Shot.
Oh, actually, you want to use Video Guru.
Video. I think that's what Si Up North sent me some to try, and I've never got around. I'm incredibly lazy with my channel. I feel bad sometimes because I've got a few other koi tubers, and in the race for subscribers, somehow I've managed to pull ahead slightly. You actually, Vince, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you with the numbers. And I put next to no effort, and I've got friends like Keeping It Koi. So if you haven't Keeping It Koi, Jamie, if you haven't checked his channel out, all about Keeping It Koi, all about koi. Fucking hell, I should know its name, really, shouldn't I? Keeping It Koi, yeah. Jamie puts so much effort behind the scenes. He's editing, the time it takes him to upload a video, splitting things into parts. The guy puts so much effort in, and then I walk along doing absolutely bugger all and just acting like an absolute buffoon around the pond. Yet somehow I'm very, very fortunate, and that's why I'm very appreciative to my subscribers, because honestly, I wouldn't subscribe to my channel. So the fact they do is really nice.
Yours is good for.
I suppose that was a bit of a shout out, wasn't it, for Jamie?
Yeah, it was. There you go. Yours has got a comical element to it as well, mate. Yeah.
Well, like in a Benny Hill kind of manner.
Well, like Freddie Starr.
You are just a genuinely funny guy, so it's good to watch for the comical side of it as well.
Do you see? That's the funny thing. That must be how I come across on the screen. But in life in itself, I have a massively stressful job and a lot of responsibility. So I'm genuinely a very, not uptight, but I'm a moody person. But I don't think that I've got a foul temper, but I don't think that comes across on the camera.
We're talking about the same Dave here.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
you just saying then I got a foul temper. You did kind of lose your shit a little bit when you dropped that knife from that pond, didn't you?
It's not a foul temper. I get frustrated very easily. I'm a bit of I'm a buffoon, really. I'm not. Steph Allen's just messaged me saying everyone likes an idiot. So yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I suppose it's I'm short fuse.
He did just put exactly the same thing in there. Everyone likes an idiot.
Is there much in the chat? Is it why I'm on here? While I'm on here, has anyone got any questions for me in particular? Has anybody want to ask me anything? Because I'm not a great communicator. So if you've got anything you want to ask or you want to know or anything you.
Everybody want to ask his knuckles out? What
koi? What koi are you looking for this year?
One that stays alive. Big one. No, I got on my list. So I've got Akamatsuba, Jim Matsuba. I would like to add Kimatsuba. So that's probably quite high on my list. Shira Suri would be quite nice to go with. I've got a Kiyatsuri, so I would quite like a Shiro.
That's Shiro's.
I need to get rid of fish.
But before I go, because my battery's gonna die.
Oh, that old chestnut.
No,
that means I'm bored. I've had enough. Oh, my battery's gone. Oh.
Ricky did say to me that if this growing show goes well, because we're only doing it for the summer period, then he might consider doing a winter one with some Shiratsuri.
Oh, okay. I got a really nice Shiro.
I'll catch up with you tomorrow, guys. See you later, guys. Have a good day.
Bye, Cupcake.
Thanks for joining us again, bud. Catch you later, Vince.
Dear old soul, Vince, bless him.
Yeah.
It is, sound blow.
Yeah, he is. I like Vince. He's if you ever need help or advice or anything, he's always willing to give you some shit advice.
Dave from DT Coy says it's all about being you on camera or just pressing record, Gaz.
Oh,
Twice while
that's
I
a
was
bit
there at the
harsh.
Grown Show, I actually forgot to press record. Then when I did press record, I had Jeff walk up to me saying, "Did you forget to press record, Jeff?" And all that. Yeah, Jeff. But I pressed it right now, so I'll delete that one and start again as well. Yeah. Back on
I visited a koi dealer the other week, and I managed to film. I use an iPhone, but I managed to film the whole thing in slow motion.
Oh, no.
And I thought that's okay. I thought I'll run it through the editor, and what I'll do is I'll speed it up. But of course, when you do slow motion, downlighters all flicker, don't they?
Yeah.
So it just ended up looking like a sort of 90s nightclub. It was I've been
strobe lights.
binned the whole lot in the end. It was useless.
This Tropical Koi says, "What's your favourite koi?"
Gosh. Saragoi, I think, is up there for me, but only because the Saragoi I've got in my pond is my dad gave me, and he's not dead or anything, but it was just a nice thing for him to give it to me. So that we call him Grumps after my dad because he's miserable. But yeah, Saragoi's up there. I do like an Asagi. I know there's probably a lot of people who disagree with that.
Oh yeah.
Quite nice.
I've got them. I was saying to you, I've got 9 or 10 of the Adam Beyer Asagi in the ground. Well, there's 10 of them. I keep going the way I am. There'd probably be none, but there's 10 in there, and they're growing really nice. But I do like a good Asagi. I don't. It's probably easier to ask me what I don't like, but then I'm just trying to think what I don't like. Not as keen on Sankey. I do like a Shusui, but I haven't got one, and it would have to be a very particular Shusui.
Yeah.
I like a Key Shusui.
Yeah, me too.
What do you think?
Again, it's finding one with nice colour. What else don't I like? I'm just trying to think what I don't like. It's very hard because they all have their own. I find that different varieties have very different personalities.
Shuramuja. Nobody likes the Shuramuja. Everybody thinks.
No, you know something. When they get big, man, they look awesome.
I don't think when they get big, when they look peachy pink colour.
They look beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, what about the Aka Wasababa? What they've just come out with?
What's that then?
It's like a
Keisha Sui, but all over yellow, sort of over the back, distinct lines down the side.
Oh, yeah, there was. I saw one video doing the rounds on that. That was incredible.
Yeah, with couple of. There's a lot. I got a couple of you got them, haven't there?
Excuse me. Sorry.
It's almost like a Deutsch. Almost like a Deutsch Kid Matsuba almost. Is the one that I'm thinking of in the video.
Right.
No. It's got like, you know the scalation on the top on a Shusui, where it's got that that's like see-through. You can see them still, but it's got blue. And then down the sides, it's got bright canary yellow lines down the sides. Quite nice.
Alan T says, "Who is this guy?"
How is this guy?
How is this guy? I think he just misspelled who. But
yeah.
And then Simon's how. Simon's got a laughing face. Busy Bee with the DISCO again. Simon Shear says Eden, apples and tree.
What the fuck's he going on about?
Sticking with disco again. Alan T says, "Is he on the same planet as the rest of us?" You're getting some fan love here. Who's
I've never heard of Alan T.
Alan Tishmarsh. You never heard of Alan Tishmarsh?
He's a big fan, I heard.
Busy Bee with laughing faces and a wink back at you there.
Go back to Alan T. He must be like, because when did you last write David J. That was primary school, wasn't it? If you wrote your name on your homework, you'd write like David J or Gary H. So I'm assuming Alan's quite a young guy, I would reckon. Maybe five, maybe 6.
Alan's quite an old.
Baby Allen's.
Did you? There you go. That was the wife says, flipping young. You don't see very many baby Allens. or baby Garys either, because we're becoming extinct.
Yeah, that's
yes,
true.
going back to the past.
It's nice to meet Alan. Pleased to meet you. It's nice to hear from you.
What's we got there then? It's not Jeff's. That's mine as well. No. He is minding it for me.
Yeah, for the Aka Wasaba.
Yeah.
I think the other one I've got in my my pond. What's the other one I've got in my pond?
Where did you? Who's printing your knockoff certificates then, Dave?
Me. I don't spend enough to get a real one. Matsuwabaki.
Matsu
Kawabaki.
Yeah, that's it. Sort of.
Yeah, black and white.
In no one.
Yes, bits of silver on it. I've got one of those in the pond at the moment. I don't know whether I like it or not.
Well, that's good as well, because it won't look like that next year or later on this year. So don't worry about it. You might like it at some stage in its life, because it will change constantly.
You've got one in your
do they get better with age, or because at the moment where everything's quite compact, the Sumi on it, the silver on it, it's quite a jewel. Whereas I can imagine it's probably as it gets a bit bigger, it's not quite as nice.
Mine's pretty much this. At the end of last season, has pretty much now gone completely black with just a bit of glimmering coming through on it. But all the finnage has changed. That's all gone white this time. Whereas before earlier in the season, last year, it got little bits of black going through the fins. It changes, mate. They change that much.
Changes. Black isn't it?
I've got another one in my pond that looks just like, you remember Free Willy, the film?
Yeah.
It's got exactly the same mark.
Kumon
Yeah, Kumon Roo, that's it. But with its colours, it has got the exact pattern of Free Willy. So we called it Free Willy.
Yeah.
And the look you get in the garden when you're with the kids and you're walking around shouting Free Willy is a bit...
Alan T says, you're where at? Alan, what's going on? You wear a tinkle in your dad's eye when I started.
Oh, do you know what? I like hearing. So Alan, so how old are you without being too personal? And how long have you kept the pond? Because talking to some people that I've met through YouTube and the hobby, you know, some people they've had the pond 60 years and they've got koi that they brought from not World of Water, but whatever the shop was at the time, and they've nursed these koi, and I think those people they harbour so much good information, and when you start talking to them, it's a bit like Righty, isn't it? You start talking to them, and they just got so much good information, and they have the ability to, when we're trying to run away with technology and that, like ROs and stuff, you know, sometimes they'll look you clean in the eye and say, "Don't be an idiot, keep it simple," or "Do this and it will work."
Yeah, I agree, mate.
Yeah, this
maybe not for everything, because obviously it's good to move with things and move with times, and still everything can be improved. But I think there's a lot to be said for sticking with the basics and keeping, you know, what's worked and using older methods as well as in conjunction with newer modern day products and new modern
Daz,
day.
have you got worms?
Have I got what? Oh, Daz has, yeah.
He don't
He just eats constant, mate.
It's great. How do you go to bed? I've watched you have Pepsi Max.
Wired.
You know,
wired normally on sugar.
Roll in.
Right. Skeggy's just put. No, Dave. His YouTube name is Alan T. And then Alan T put, I was born in 1951. Is that Alan, are you the Alan Tate, as in like who was on Ricky's video the other day? We watched last night.
No way.
Because that's what Skeggy's. That's what Skeggy's just thing. So if it is, mate, thank you very much, mate.
Oh,
because like I say, I don't know if it is, but if it is, a man of your expertise coming to see 3 buffoons every week,
the likes of us.
You know what I mean? Likes of us, we're trying to learn and
3 simpletons.
Enjoy the hobby, mate. If it is, thank you very much. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
I don't think for a minute it's that. No, it's not that, Alan. No, it's not.
It is.
But thank you very much for coming to see you 3 buffoons anyway.
Do you think, between the 4 of us that are sat here now, do you think there is anything in this hobby that we could teach Ricky?
No.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
Open your doors to frigging public. That'll teach him something. and stop saying you're not open to public, but only letting the select few in that are public, because it'd be nice for us all to see such beautiful places and learn something from them.
Yeah.
Can you can't just go. You can't just go to Koi wholesale.
You can't go full stop.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I just assumed he was open to the public.
It's public. It's
not open to the public at all.
It's what is it only, isn't it? The opposite. What they call it?
Invitation only.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
But
a royal invitation.
But then you're still not allowed to. You're not allowed to go around like you would do like a normal shop with. Oh, yeah, you are. He's a straight guy.
dipping your fingers in all of the ponds and the fish.
Stones, you have to go through step on these special stones to get past.
I wonder why though. I wonder why it is. It's chose to go down the route as dealers only. Because surely to God, you must be turning away custom.
You would, but no, because you're still selling massive amounts, aren't you, to the dealers? So by doing dealers only, you're limited in your income in some ways, but not having to deal with direct to the public. That's saving him money, saving him time, because you're not having to employ somebody.
How is it any different?
Large sales, isn't he? So I mean, a dealer's got to go 50 or 200 fish at a time.
I mean, you go in and buy a £120 fish. It's not worth his time, is it? You know what I mean?
See, I'm down here, so in the south. So we've got Kevin. Don't see Rick. His brother Ryan so much, but Kevin obviously exclusively. So I've been up to exclusive. I've had a few koi off of exclusive actually, and I think they all come from Ricky, from what I understand. But yeah, they're fantastic koi. And if anybody's in the south and wants to have a look at koi or buy some koi, Kevin's set up. He's in his garden. I mean, the guy's got our dream garden. It is just packed with ponds. But yeah, no, and he's quite a quiet guy, but he's sort of quite kind-hearted. And you go in there, and I feel guilty sometimes because I've been up on Sundays to collect stuff. And bless him, the last time I went there, his daughter, I think, had hidden his wife's keys, so she couldn't go anywhere. But he still stood out in the garden with me and was talking me through stuff. And I was really quite surprised. So yeah, if you're down south, exclusively koi, they got a nice little setup. What do we think of? What about Polish koi? There's a controversial one at the moment.
Yeah,
nice. They're nice. Some nice fish.
Just
the way you said it then. What do you think about Polish fish?
I'm happy with it, mate. I really like it, but I went for something totally different to what everybody else came away from.
Okay.
I went for a fish that was different. I only saw one other fish like it. I'm not saying that there weren't more there, but I only saw one other fish like the one I got. But it was like this sort of size.
Yeah.
Where did you get that from, Gas?
Yoshikigoi.
Okay, so well, you actually went to Poland.
Yeah.
So you watch the channel, lad?
Oh, wow. I keep talking. I keep saying to Jack about popping over to have a look because down here, so our Polish koi dealer here is Carpco, is it? I think it's called
Carpco. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they tend to deal with, no disrespect to them, they say to deal with the low to mid grade, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your bulk. It's
Kind
your
of
bulk, cheap and cheerful.
Yeah.
The pond fish grades, yeah.
Yeah.
But if in my opinion, you need to go and experience it in Poland yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, they're nice fish, Ikigoi do, but you need to go over and pick them yourself.
It was wicked. It was fantastic going there.
It was a real eye opener, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did you go with Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, me, the only person that didn't, Mick couldn't go at the particular time. He wasn't comfortable with going and being there, as in leaving the country.
Yeah.
Me, Daz, and Jeff went, and there were a good old group of us went.
Yeah.
We all had. To be fair, mate, we had a blast. We went sailing around in middle of lakes on pedlos in the middle of the night at 1:30 after being on beers all night. It was a good laugh. Everybody having a laugh, a bit of a joke. We went round the farm first couple of days. We got there. We got to harvest the lake with them. We got to be a part of it. And then we went through all the grading of them, and we all had a good look at them. And then you got to pick your fish, if any you're interested in. And then we got to go around the whole farm. They had little, like cakes, buns, and beers every day, so that you can have whatever you wanted. I mean, and then when we'd done that, we went back to the hotel. Went out for a meal with not Yoss. Ernest. With Ernest, to have a sit-down meal at a restaurant with him and the whole group of us, and then the following day back to the farm again. It was brilliant, mate, and to see it and to see everything they're doing and how it all is and how it works and how it's all set up. It was great. I loved it, mate. It was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I am looking at and what surprised me is actually the value of money.
You would enjoy it 100%, mate.
Is it quite cheap out there in terms of buying the koi?
Oh, yeah. Well, not as cheap as what you'd expect.
Comparable with what you pay in England, I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me,
but you have picking.
Accommodation's very reasonable.
It's an experience. It's more of an experience, isn't it?
I was quite surprised that when Jack said what the cost was to go over, I was really quite surprised at how cheap it is.
Yeah, it is. And it's a high standard as well. I was thinking, oh God, it's going to be primitive. It wasn't. It was like 5-star, brand new luxury.
The hotel was stunning.
Hotel. I couldn't fault any.
Yeah.
Would you go again? Do you think?
Yeah, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt.
I would go again. Yeah, I definitely would go again, 100%.
I'll let you know.
I'd go again to Poland as well. I'd go again to that area. It was beautiful. The place itself where we were was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If you went there in real good weather, it could be a cracking little holiday as well.
Yeah. So the engineering company that I work for, Jacobs CH2M, a lot of their offices are in Poland, and sometimes we have the Polish guys and girls come over and they spend time with us, helping us with work, and we can go over to Poland. But honestly, how they come over, and Darwin, who's the last guy that come over, their hospitality, and this guy, he's come to see us. We should be looking after him, and he's bringing us food, and they're really good people, aren't they? Really pleasant.
Yeah. Can we just say, so some of the chats are on there now. It's nothing to do with Polish koi that they're bad or they're not good enough or whatever they're saying on the chats right now. Polish koi are Polish koi at the end of the day. Yeah, Gaz has got them. Gaz has got one. You're happy with it. You've got many. You're happy with it. Jeffrey's got them. They're happy with them. people slating Polish koi and saying, oh, they're not good and I've had problems and stuff like that. That's nothing to do with the fish that come from Poland. Yeah, no. The Polish fish themselves are perfectly good as they would become into the country from Japan or Israel. Yeah, it's how people must be keeping them or what they're doing to them when they're in this country for them to be having problems. In my opinion.
Yeah, I just see that comment from Alan, and there's a YouTuber, Michael, is it? He's obviously got lots of bacterial issues, but it does make you wonder. But I've had it's my Saragoi. My Saragoi is about 49 centimeters. It's been slow growing. It's my favourite fish. I'd say it's my prettiest fish. That my dad bought that from World of Water like years and years ago. So it's obviously it's Israeli. It's not Japanese.
Yeah.
But it's still a really nice fish. And I suppose when these Polish fish, it's not really any different, is it? It's just
there's no difference, mate.
To be truthful and to be completely fair, the fish come from Japanese stock.
Yeah. And the Israelis come from Japanese stock originally, so they're all.
Yeah.
Adam Byers koi came from Japanese stock.
Everyone's do. You can all trace them back to the same roots.
Yeah,
So,
but they all 100%. Everything it all goes back to the same set.
The difference is the Japanese are more ruthless with the culling and such, so they tend to be a higher quality because they've culled that many more than everyone else does to get to that point.
What were those figures, Mick? When we watched that one about S Legend and John Legend, and John Legend's spawn was what was
750,000.
750,000 culled down
to 50,000, down to 1,000, down to 500, and then down to one fish. That was very good.
What's S Legend?
That's their levels of culls.
S Legend was the most expensive koi ever sold. John Legend is daughter. Yeah.
But S Legend's the one that was bought by the investor, Japanese. And it died, didn't it?
It died 6 weeks after of a bacteria feeding and food bacteria. Something in the bacteria.
John Legend is a tancho of the as a daughter from that said fish.
Yeah. Yeah, and is that in the pond in Dubai with the guy in Dubai?
No, that's it. That's at Dainichi. That's at Dainichi.
Osaka, yeah.
Or Sakai or Dainichi. I can't remember which farm it's at now. But
still got the fish, and he's still using it as broodstock.
Yeah, where S Legend
after his singers, his favourite singers. That's why it's called John Legend. Even though it's
S Legend was a breeder fish. They was keeping it to be a breeder fish, but it got better and better and better over the years, and that's why it won. I think it won Grand Champion twice.
Yeah,
at the old was it three
times? Yeah, I think it's 3 times.
And then
he sold it at Yonside, didn't they?
Yeah, they sold it.
A 4-year-old?
No, sold it. I think it was 7 or 8 when they sold it.
Oh, was it? Or was it that old? Oh, right.
Because the buyer never saw it in person. The buyer never saw it in person, did they?
No. It was. It wasn't.
1.85 US $1 million, and it was a guy in China who bought it. I think.
That's crazy, isn't it?
The guy in Dubai has some of S Legend's direct children.
Yes,
that's it. Yeah, because that pond is incredible. He's got in Dubai, isn't it?
Yeah, he has to cool it instead of heating it.
Yeah, that is what a pond with that seating area, the sunken seating area in the middle. It looks it's another level, isn't it?
1.4 million it went for.
Yeah, in pounds, but it went to 1.8 million USD.
Yeah.
Imagine me sticking that in my grow on.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the wife when it's died.
Oh, there we go. Look at this. They've got another one again. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, because he caught it. £2.
Thank you very much, mate.
You guys,
he's only said that because I'm here.
I'll send you your 10% commission when I get it. About 4.5. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. We've managed
Yes.
since we've got monetized. We've managed to be able to get a super chat every week. So
which is nice.
Super chats every week. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I will be sticking a little comment to thank yourself and Dave and Talion again, mate. You've not failed each week yet. I will be sticking a little comment to say thank you very much for the people that do in my community posts. Skeggy says, what we got there? £750,000 on a pond and only uses PP as treatment.
Is that the guy in Dubai?
Yeah, I believe so. I think that's what he's on about.
Yeah, so
Because he actually owns a dealership out there as well, doesn't he?
we got that.
RS Cozzy, as in, there we go, is it? Cozzy Coy, as in RS Cozzy, question from Skeggy, Mr. Investigation. Busy B. Actually, there the donations have gone down since you came on. Yeah, that's right. Fruitful busy you are. You were getting £10 super chats last week.
I say, if you pay some money, I'll bugger off.
The guy, yeah, Skeggy's talking about the guy in Dubai. Yeah, 100%. Yes, he does. He's set up in the shop to help his hobby. Yes, he does. He set it up in his shop to help his hobby.
Yeah, because I suppose that's easier to tell the wife, isn't it? Oh, that's to do with work.
Yeah.
No, I've not bought that. That's to do with work. Because I didn't realise Koi Water Barn have got an outlet in Dubai, which it is in Dubai, isn't it? I'm quite surprised.
Yeah.
They've got one in Dubai and one somewhere else.
One in the States somewhere. Now, that's what I was saying to you the other day when we watched that video, and the guy said he's Koi Water Barn, and I said, so is that the same Koi Water Barn as over in UK? So he's got UK, Dubai, and the States then.
Yeah, because when I first advertised the Grow and Show, I accidentally used the logo from the Dubai branch. So I got told I had to change it back to the one for the UK. I was like, what? But yeah, it's no money.
So. Somebody just sent us a message then to say yes. Apparently, they do have one in the States as well, all free. So.
Do you reckon they'll let me do a Grow and Show in Dubai next then?
I think we should. I think we should do a joint one if they do.
Yeah,
that sounds like a plan to me. I'm up for that. Get some sun.
Is Mick all right? Mick's not dropped off his perch, is he? I've got visions of him having a seizure on the floor or something.
No, he just wanted to.
He tactically muted himself before he left, so I'm guessing that's a planned seizure if it was. Right, has anybody else got any questions who would like to ask myself, Daz, or Dave, or Mick for when he gets back? Is anybody else that anybody would like to discuss or chat with us this evening?
Yeah, they want to know where Mick's been.
We are getting close to that kind of time.
Simon Shears has said, didn't the Japanese get their stock from Germany?
That was
that's the originals. That's the original first.
The German
scaled fish that was brought over to breed with and cross in with the magoi.
But only four or six made it.
Yeah.
Oh. That goes towards my Hitler Grow and Show, doesn't it? The German koi then.
Yes.
Right.
Well, we're looking pretty close to. Nobody else has got any questions. We've come to the end of all our comments, unless Mick is going to tell us something right now. He's looking like he's got a man on a mission.
No.
Be certain, don't you, Mick?
No.
What have you been doing this all night? You were going to tell us some seriously good info.
Oh, about koi, about it is about koi food and food that you shouldn't be feeding, things that you shouldn't feed koi.
What should I not be eating?
bread,
burgers.
Egg custard.
corn, believe it or not.
Ah, is that because it's not
But you
digestible?
What? You go fishing with corn?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
Yeah,
passes
okay.
through the gut, doesn't it?
Apparently it's bread, corn, and people feed them dog biscuits and cat biscuits. You should never feed cats and dog biscuits because they contain shit that it's not good for them.
When I go fishing,
again,
I use dog biscuits for fishing, for floaters.
Yeah, you used to put the little rubber bands on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, I just did a bit of research earlier on, and they said about foods and stuff.
Have you given your cereal like Cheerios and things like that? 'Cause
Cheerios,
I'll be honest, I can.
If Cheerios would work, they look rather tasty fish.
Yeah, Cheerios are fine. I've had that mine.
No,
I've never fed my koi. We've never fed my koi anything other than koi food.
No, I
feel
like
like
prawns and little tidbits
I've
like that.
done lots of stuff like that, yeah. But mine for them is koi food, obviously number one. Mealworms, soldier flies, I think they're called. Silkworms, freshwater shrimp, and normal shrimp, calamari, mussels, and the other one's crab sticks.
You won the lottery.
If you go to
I'll tell you
B&M,
what,
you get like 1,000 bag of it for next to no, mate. And you can just take a piece out, defrost them, and chop them up.
If you kept feeding them shrimp or prawn, obviously a flamingo goes pink. Do you think koi? Do you think it would affect the colour of a koi?
No, because the flamingo only go pink from that coloration, from the pigmentation that's come from the algae that's in the shrimp.
In the sulfur lakes.
Yeah.
But
that's why when you go to anywhere else, they have to actually give them a supplement to the food to keep them pink. Otherwise, they just become grey birds over here.
Yeah, right. Okay. But what you're saying though is you are right, Dave. Yeah, you are right. You are right because you feed your fish colour enhancing foods. What have krill? It's called
carotenoids.
Carotenoids,
which will improve the pigment of that colour. Carotenoids. So you like krill? That's got red carotenoids in. So therefore, you feed that to a fish with red colour. You'd like to think it would intense.
Yeah,
the red pigment.
What do you guys? What do you guys all feed?
We all feed the same.
Yeah.
At the moment, we're all feeding Japan mix from Quinny Koi.
Okay.
But we're on about going up a level, aren't we?
Yeah. We're not doing it cheap, but we're not trying to go up real expensive. I mean, I know a lot of people are singing Sakai Akari. I mean, yeah. I understand what people say about it. It's good stuff. It is good stuff. And you will get mass growth. But when your pond's not massive, you don't really want mass growth. Or otherwise, I'd already had to make my pond bigger again and again and again and again and again. But like Vince says, Takazuma, it's each one is each to their own, isn't it? I took a tiny little fish last year in 3.5 months from 7 cm to 22 cm. That's pretty damn good growth. And that's just by changing from a 6mm pellet to a 3mm pellet and feeding the Japan mix. Now, that kind of growth for me, if I can continue to do it, but if we go up a step again and we get better growth again, then, well, I'll be happy with that. I don't want mass stupid growth anyway. I would rather my fish develop. To me, I don't think it's a good idea. And people might disagree and people might say I'm wrong. But if you bang enough steroids in a human being, eventually you shorten his lifespan. You can make it a brick shit house and it can be super massive, but it will reduce his lifespan.
It's proven.
Everything else. Now, my worry is, I'm not saying it is, but my worry is if you force a fish to grow too fast, too quick, too soon, you're shortening its life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that
Yeah,
should live
look at a gymnast.
100 years, whatever.
You look at certain sports, gymnasts, they put their body through so much with training that they're very short. Female swimmers have massive problems with lady issues and things like that. So you can push it a bit too far, can't you? And at the end of the day, my koi and my pond are my pets, so I don't need them to grow quick. I know JPD seems to have quite a good following at the moment. I know Daz feeds JPD. I moved to Hikari Gold.
That's what I fed last year. That's what I fed all the time. Coloured Nancy and Hikari Gold. That's what I was feeding as
that's the one. It's not bad food.
And I got reasonable growth off that. But as soon as I dropped off that 6mm pellet and went to this one, I doubled the growth. In fact, some fish tripled what they'd grown the years before.
My worst year
I would
was
say
with,
100% if you're not feeding a 3mm pellet, switch to it and watch the difference.
Yeah.
I don't know what I think 6 or 8mm I've got in there. 6mm. The worst food I've had is nishi koi. That was that's
just
Just makes it water orange.
It does. Plus, it's just you just pay for the brand.
Yeah.
It's dyed my the grow on it. It's dyed the water.
Yeah. It will do. Like a rusty pinky brown.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Awful stuff. Awful.
Yeah.
But that's what we're on at the moment. That's what we're feeding. Small pellets and sticking with that. But we have said, because there's one of us that feeds, well, there was. He might not be feeding them. Well, he definitely won't be feeding as much this year. Sorry, mate. I didn't really think before I said that. He's lost a lot of them. So he ain't going to be feeding them because this year he ain't got them. But we'll get you there again, mate. Don't worry. He was feeding far more, so he would have been the guy to really test it, wouldn't he? But now, Daz, you're going to have to be the guy because you've got shitloads to feed this year. You will have shitloads of fish to feed. So Daz is going to buy a bag. Tell us how well it does.
What's it called, though, isn't it? Jeffrey's going to buy one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a food I have got that I haven't used yet. At the shows, did anyone see the guy doing the rounds? They're in plain white bags. I can't remember what it was called now. Bugger. Quite a few of the dealers have moved to it. I've got a bag of that I've not used yet that I need to try. I can't remember what that was called. I'll have to have a look at it. I'll drop you a message of what it's called. But he was a guy, he imports, but quite a few of the dealers were using it. That was at the it wasn't at the Detlin show. Yes, it was. Detlin Showground. Yeah.
We saw that's what made me go to Free Mill. When we were over in Poland at that koi farm, absolutely everything got fed Free Mill.
Yeah. Even the massive
I had some of that food.
Mud lakes, they were literally wanging scoop after scoop after scoop, just launching it across all mud ponds. And they were just going nuts, absolutely crazy. Fish just thrashing and popping everywhere on the surface. It was brilliant to watch.
Yeah.
And then they went inside and they were feeding, 70, 80 cm fish, same stuff. And they were just going nuts. I mean, the bigger fish were just coming up and taking 30, 40 pieces at a time. But then there were smaller fish in with some of the other fish that were of, maybe 40 cm, but there were slightly smaller ones in, and they all got real good feed. They all got to feed equally. There was no problem. They seemed to come up once the initial hit and the fish all rushed to it. And then as it settled out, the fish all just, and everything got something to eat. You could see it. Stepping down from the bigger pellet to the smaller pellet made it disperse further, and everything seemed to eat more so for it.
Yeah.
Which is what I think that's benefited me this time and got a bit more growth from it. So
that stuff, I got some of that for Jack, the Yoshiki koi food, the 3 mil.
It looks. I've seen that food. It looks very similar to what we've got. It almost looks identical to it. And
a lot of people down here said it looked like Coppens.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably more than likely that this company that manufactures them to their recipe for them. But me and Jeff, I've had my mobile phone in my hand with a pile of my food from Quinnicoy, whatever it is, Kenko, whatever it's called, but probably Coppens. Still is Coppens, I think. And then Jeff's had JPD. And we've literally put hand to hand in front of each other, side by side, and gone, well, they're goddamn, they're identical.
Yeah.
Same coloured, same pellets, same different types of pellets of colour in them. They all look identical. Now, I don't know if they are, but they damn well look it.
It's like dog food in this country. Stuff that doesn't come across from Europe. Most of the dog foods that are made in this country come out of the same factory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, same as everything, mate, isn't it? You know, beans are beans, aren't they?
Yeah.
Tin, but different
You savage! You savage!
The bean's the bean. The bean's the same, Mick. It's grown all over the world. It's the same bean. It's no different.
Not a
It's
different
the juice,
species.
the recipe or the flavour that with it might be slightly different, but the bean's a bean. It's still a bean.
Yeah.
Oh, you savage!
Or is there a specific bean that one can eat?
Oh yes, it only has to be Heinz.
Ah, well.
Oh,
Come on.
somebody's got money to burn.
I got to say,
No.
Talking of beans, Michael, it looks like you might be about to shovel some beans. Are you not? Are you just eating? Are you just about to have
No.
some please?
Oh, Stephanie's bringing me the tablet.
Oh, I thought you just had a flat put in front of you.
No, Steph's going to bed.
Well, yeah, actually.
Are we?
So,
Are we?
well, yeah. Thank you very much, Dave, for joining us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you ever so much for having me.
Usual dads, thank you very much as well, mate.
no worries.
Go on, what are you going to say, mate? Are you going to say something else? You got something you want to bring up?
No, I sent you a message.
You sent me a message.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't ever invite that Dave on again.
No, did not. No, you're top
David
bloke.
has got a gold, mate.
No, it's honestly, if I'm not on here, I'll be watching it because I enjoy it.
I mean,
so.
I know how I want to.
I completely forgot about that. Completely forgot.
I know I want to go do it. It's
Right. I tell you what we're going to do is we're going to put it out there to the public then. And
Well, you put it out because I know who my thoughts were.
what we decided we were going to do in the Growing Show is we purchased the fish. Let me see if we can find the video. God damn. Mick, Phil for us a minute. I know you're so good at it.
Yeah. We purchased the fish. Me, Gaz, Daz, and Jeffrey to give away to somebody to say thank you, plus the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, so they could enter a Growing Show and be a part of the GKP event. And like I say, we just want to say thank you to all the subscribers, all the people who come back every Thursday to watch us. Really do appreciate it. And there's
Out you guys, would we?
No.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's it, mate. Exactly that. If it weren't for you guys coming and watching, we wouldn't have a show. So we've said and what we've maintained we were going to do is try using stuff that we're getting coming in to put back, to give something back to the people that's doing it. Now, ideally, right, this is my take on it. Now, you can think what you want from it. But hang about, wrong screen.
If I had a choice, there's one person that I would love to give this fish to.
Thank you.
That
That's a nice koi though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is the fish that we picked and we chose. Yeah, this is going to be a gift to whoever we decide, but I'm going to need your help to do it, guys, because my idea is I would like to give this fish away to a non-YouTuber. And the reason being is because if you were a YouTuber and you wanted to be on it, you'd have been there. Fair enough comment. There was YouTubers there that wanted to be there and they were in on it. And those that didn't, well, in my eyes, you kind of had a chance. So what I would like to do is give it away to a YouTuber or a subscriber that come and watch, but you might not necessarily just watch me. you might watch all our channels. You might watch Dave's, you might watch Vince's, you might watch whoever's, you know, everybody comes, the community comes together. So if there's anybody out there that you guys think that comes to these chats, to our channel, that you think warrants or deserves a nice fish as a giveaway prize from us, give me a reason and tell me your thoughts behind it. And I will.
Yeah, especially if they've had a bit of a bad time or something.
Exactly that. That's it. That's the one that we're thinking. Now, I do have one person in mind. He is a YouTuber, but technically it's a very, very small channel, and he's only just giving it a kick. And that, I know he's had a bit of a shit time. That's the one guy, and I'm not going to name his name, but he would be the one guy that I would think. Now, if somebody else can come up with somebody and tell me a good, valid reason, you know, he does this, she does that, they do the other, whatever it is. Just somebody that's worthy or deserving of. I know it's not the world's best fish or anything like that, but it's a nice fish. And I want somebody that wants to be in and the chance and the opportunity, but I want the community to make a decision and say what you think and who you think. And I hope that any YouTubers out there, don't take that the wrong way. It's not meant in any way, shape or form. I don't want to do a usual gift that just goes to everybody that sticks in. Oh, I'm in. I want somebody to think about it. I want somebody to put a little bit of thought behind it and do something a little bit different. Somebody that might necessarily wanted to be in but couldn't afford to, couldn't get there, had family problems, commitment issues, whatever it might be. So that's what I want your help with, guys. If you can help me and you can come up with somebody that's from my usual Thursday Night Live or watches our videos, mine, Daz's mix that we put out and we do together, hit me up in the comments. Let me know. If you can't leave a comment in here right now, leave a comment after this video or send me an email, send me a private message, however you wish. Feel free to get in touch in any way, shape or form.
Yeah.
You could have brought the kids. Family were welcome. So there we go. That's the fish. That's what I'd like to do. I want to give a little bit of something back to a subscriber for helping me, as you all have, and Mick and Daz, because we're collectively for getting to 1,000 subs. That's not the 1,000 subs giveaway, but it's going to be a little part of it.
Yeah.
What we want to do is find that person and then we want to go and hand deliver that fish to the said person, go down and meet them and spend some time with them, have a chat, have a talk, take them the fish, bring them a coffee cup, and have a sit down and have a natter with them.
So if you live in Cornwall way, get involved. And then have a nice long trip.
I mean, I really wouldn't want to travel miles and miles and miles, but if it means I could take that special one-off gift to somebody, I would. I don't care where they are.
Yeah, you know them tridents I was giving away. You know them tridents I was giving away. I've got one still to give away, but the first one I gave away, he wasn't a YouTuber. He was just a viewer, like. But he then sent me a message from his young son, who was more excited than he was about the trident, and that means more than most things, doesn't it? If you can hear from just a genuine person and their kids, because getting kids involved is the biggest part of this hobby, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's a guy, isn't there? I know just a friend of mine, Scott. He was lucky enough to bump into him, but every koi show he goes to, he buys a child a koi.
Ah.
So he picks someone on the day and he buys them, providing they've obviously the parents or whatever have got a pond. But he's I think he's quite well off. But he seems working class.
Yeah, they bumped into someone at the show and they bought the kid a koi.
Yeah,
guy did. Yeah,
it's crazy. And I just thought, what, you know, there's no song and dance. He does it and just moves on. And what a feeling.
Yeah, Chip Rastakoi, he did it. He actually bought Crafty's daughter. He picked her around. It was actually Crafty's daughter that ended up with a fish from him. I don't know if it was a little competition thing that she won, and he picked, and she got it. She got the fish.
Oh. Yeah, nice.
Yes, we do. 100%. I would totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Need more women in the hobby as well. 100%.
Yeah, there's not many. I used to
Get it
work
there.
on. I used to help run a group with a lady, and she's something to do with the Southeast Koi Club. I can't remember what her name was now, but she was really, really, really clued up. The info that she was able to give and the help that she was able to give, she was fantastic lady. I should that's bad. I'd like to sort of say her name so people hear it or know it. But Dr. Paula Reynolds, isn't it? Female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. At some point, a friend of mine, he's had KHV, bless him. So he's been dealing with Dr. Reynolds a lot, and he just said she's an incredible woman. But the sad thing is she's going to retire at some point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. So
I think it's important to give the ladies as much encouragement as you can, so it doesn't come across as a male-dominated hobby. Try and include as much as possible. Don't feel awkward or left out.
We've had the privilege of
two lovely ladies. Yeah.
Bubble and Fins. We've got Busy Bee. We've met and talked to. But like I say, I'm not being funny. You've got
Amanda Smith was lovely to talk to as well. Yeah. She come in and joined us overnight. Yeah, that was nice. That was another.
You got Jill. You got Jill and John from Wayside.
Oh, Jill and John creased me up.
Yeah, they're wicked.
They're a great couple, Jill and John. They're really pleasant. I did go over to the Isle of Wight, and I feel bad. I should have popped my head in and said hello, but they were just starting all the whatever it's called, renovation of their bungalow. So I thought I'm not going to put it on them, but good couple. Good couple.
100%. Skiggy, I get where you're coming from, mate. 100%. I know what you're saying.
What's he said?
He said I couldn't get there, and especially not with an autistic child of 6-year-old.
Yeah.
I get that, mate. But what you could have done is picked up phone and said, "Will you do me a video call and pick me a fish?" And I would have done. But it is what it is. I'm not being funny, bud, in any way, shape, or form. I just would rather it go to somebody that's from the community in support of the koi keeping YouTubers community. That way, then it's somebody getting something back from one of us, rather than one of us giving a gift to another YouTuber.
Yeah, this makes sense.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there is. I just rather it go to a 100% guaranteed. But it's finding that person. It's picking that person and having,
Yeah, I've got my person, and I'll tell you after.
Yeah,
I've told you the person's name before, so.
Yeah. I think we're all of a similar.
I just think it'd be a nice thing to do, a nice gesture. There's bound to be somebody that's thought, well, I enter all these competitions, time in, time out, and I never win anything. And somebody might deserve to catch a break. For whatever reason.
Especially if it, I mean, money is massively hard at the moment with bills. God knows what else.
I'm not Rockefeller, mate, at all. I'm not. I ain't got a lot of money. Not by a long shot. But collectively, we put it together. Me, Jeff, Mick, and Daz to purchase a fish. Now, to purchase a fish for the individual, so that somebody can get a little bit of some of it, and then enter into that community, that growing show, and still partake in something that they might not necessarily been able to have done had nobody done this for them.
Can I put it to you right now? I'm on the same wavelength for you. Daz is on the same wavelength as you. Jeff is on the same wavelength as you.
You may as well say it then.
We've got a person in mind. I think you should say, salute you, mate, 100%. But it's up to you if you want to do it a different way.
Is the person on the live tonight? Is the person in the comments tonight?
He's been on live tonight.
It's been on.
You got to do it then, haven't you? Sorry, I'm talking to you right up. I keep forgetting that I'm on camera. So
he's been on, but I don't know. I don't. There's always that case that you don't want to make somebody feel like,
Yeah.
you know, the opposite side of it. I'd like the community to come together and just say, is there anybody that you think deserves a break? Is there anybody out there that you think, you know, you've heard people talking in here, 12 months, nearly more that we've been doing this. You know the struggles and the problems and the things that people have been through. Is there anybody out there that you've sat there and listened to or thought, you know what?
Yeah.
They'd be a good candidate. Just anybody that comes to your mind like that, drop me a message and let me know.
Yeah,
Maybe
then it's
after
less
the
on
show, come back and drop a message.
Yeah, then it's less on us. It's the community that's chosen. Then, yeah, makes more sense.
Well, we'll see. I'll put it out in a video as well. See if anybody comes up with anything. But anyway, guys, we are coming to the witching hour. We are 3 hours, 29 minutes, 3 hours, 30 minutes, bang on. Huge thanks to everybody that's come and joined us this evening, and Dave for coming and joining us this evening, and Vince and
Thanks,
DT, and obviously Daz and Mick, as always, for being here and supporting me week in, week out. If you can do me a huge favour, guys, like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend. And until next time, keep smiling, keep coming back, keep enjoying doing what we're doing, but do me the biggest favour of all. Any ideas of anybody you would like to share that little fish with, stick as a comment in right after this, guys. Appreciate it.
And disco.
Yeah. D-I-S-C-O. Got to go. Catch you on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. And before we leave,
keep smiling.
And good night, all. I got it for you, Mike. Good night, all. And we're out.